Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I am an incredibly hyper-realistic hedge carving in the shape of Ink, your DM tonight. And thank you all so much for coming to watch our show tonight. Before I get started, let me just go over a few quick announcements. As always, I want to thank Dice Bard for their continued sponsorship of Proficiency Bonus. They have awesome dice. You should really check them out. And also, you can use the coupon code PROBO, that's PROBO, for free expedited shipping anywhere in the world. So, that is always nice and good. And of course, I also have to thank all of our other supporters, Team MZ, Many-Sided Dice, Twitch, and OBS Streamlabs. They are all so great. They allow us to do what we do here. And oh my goodness, my guys, I'm quaking in my boots. I'm so excited. So if you didn't catch last week, this is the beginning of my homebrew campaign and I'm going to be sharing Wednesdays with someone else, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. Last week was our session 0 to session 0.5, session 1, but we're going to go right into the thick of it. So why don't I show you the players?
I did it.
You did it. All right. Hi guys.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry in advance, everybody, if I sound like crap. I've been sick for a couple days.
Ayo, it's okay.
It is all right. We're still happy to have you here. Danica, where's your beautiful face?
My beautiful face is not
Put on yet.
there until now.
There we go. There she is.
There she is.
Alrighty.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a homebrew campaign with a lot of weird stuff in it. I just like to have fun as a DM. I make up a whole lot of stuff unique to just me. Basically, if it's not going with the rules that you know it, I probably homebrew ruled it. I talked about a lot of popular homebrew rules last week. So, and I believe it's on the YouTube channel now, so you can watch that to get yourself caught up. But otherwise, if it's not how you know the rules to be, we're just having fun. All right. Is everyone ready? Shall I get into? Am I getting into this?
Let's do it.
Jeez.
All
Wait,
right.
Kristy, look at the Discord chat really quick. So today I'll be playing the Maverick.
I've been playing Temerity.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So all of our characters are going to switch every week.
Oh, why?
While you get that fixed, though, I'm gonna start because I felt so bad last week that I didn't do it that I'm gonna be playing music. So, Lip, Danica, if you want to get into Roll20 to hear music, you can.
Oh, yeah. I'm not there yet.
I'm there.
All right.
So there, right?
How are we doing, Kristy?
I got it.
She got it. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Technical
All right.
difficulties. That's Probo's motto.
Wouldn't be a
Ayo.
Probo stream if it wasn't a little wonky.
This I had also offered. This campaign was a working title. It was originally called A Hero's Wish. We were taking in suggestions from all around. It has been shortened to just Wish. So
Which I
we
will
have
fix
our
on the overlay next week because
Wish
I
you
didn't
will
fucking
fix on
know
the
that.
overlay next-
Because I didn't fucking know.
Well, but we're doing it because I announced it just now.
Okay.
We're doing it live.
But
Live!
we're doing it live.
Let me just pull up my
we're
Photoshop that I
gonna-
don't have.
No, it's fine. We're gonna have Bish Wednesdays.
Bish Wednesdays.
Bish!
Because we're gonna be running Brood and Wish. So, all right.
Oh, that's what we're doing, Bish Wednesdays.
We could call it Dish for like Danica and Wish, because it's like Danica doing stuff and Wish. Never.
But
Bish
Brood.
Dish.
Anyway. When we last left off, fate once again twisted in its strange ways, bringing together 4 souls from across the lands, all beckoned by something deep within themselves to a strange land known as Urania, the land of wishes. Mystery and intrigue surround it, and no one quite knows what the land is like, or even if it really exists. Even still, our 4 adventurers, from their own homes and lives, made their way towards this strange land and the mist and fog that surrounds it. They woke up together, having never met before, in a large stone chamber with an ornate carved door sealed shut and a magical dais which seemed relieved of some sort of item. But that's not all. They also awoke next to what seemed to be their own bodies, dead, whether it's illusion or not, after some climactic battle. Gathering up what they could, they forged themselves deeper into the dungeon. And they had just emerged into a large, strange room filled with magical lights and a giant planetarium-like structure. And then they began to hear beings rising up from the dark as all of the lights turned a deadly red. And so to begin our session today, I'm going to ask that everyone roll for initiative.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the scary green. I rolled a natural 20. This dice is broken
What is going on?
AF.
I'm getting so much echo right now.
I think
You
it's
know what it is? It's probably because my browser displays plays whatever's on my
Don't
browser onto. Do you guys hear it now?
Nope.
I don't think so. Oh, yes.
Oh,
So
I heard
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I can't. I have. Hold on one second.
You don't have anything like up on your phone, do you? Like that needs the volume down?
Mm-mm. Can you guys hear the echo now?
Testing. Bleep bleep bleep.
I don't think so.
Yeet.
I think it might be okay.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, so I just have to unplug and replug in my headphones. Okay, cool.
Alrighty. So, Temerity, you said that you got a natural 20 on
Yes,
your
it's a
initiative
22.
check. Alright.
Oh, so did Oz.
Alright. Two
we're getting
natural
echo
20s.
again. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, I got a
Alright.
24. No,
What
20.
was your natural roll?
Mine
I got
was
a 19
mine
plus
was,
4.
Mine was 18 plus 2.
Okay. Wow, guys. That's really impressive for first initiative rolls. Good job. So this is a great time to point out one of my homebrew rules is that anyone that rolls a natural 20 on their initiative checks, they get advantage on the first thing that they decide to do in the combat on their first turn. Let's see. You had just emerged into this strange spherical room. I want to get just a rough idea of where everyone is. Did everyone go into the room fully? Was anyone hanging back kind of in the doorway?
I think I was probably hanging back.
All right.
I
Everyone
was
else?
holding Oz's hand.
Okay. And Bubbles, you were going right in there.
Being bubbles.
All right. So, in the redness of the room, you can see these shapes moving just on the edges of your vision. It's hard to tell how many, but you can hear these humanoid forms standing and rising. And I'm going to start with Temerity, and Oz for your natural 20s on initiative. What are you going to do?
I think Danica's still setting up her headphones, so do you want me to just go?
Sure. I mean, it happens at the same time. So, basically, Bubbles, you are in the room fully, and then Danica, you and Maverick were just about to come in, and Temerity, you've kind of held back near the rear towards the doorway, and you can just hear these voices, and you can kind of see these shapes in the red light of this room. What would you like to do?
How far away are they, roughly?
The closest one, well, so you, from where you are, you kind of have to lean in. It looks like the closest one is about 20 feet away. So this room is kind of a 30-foot diameter circular room, but then this planetarium-like structure is taking up most of the center of it, so you're kind of moving around an outer ring. Looks like about maybe 15, 20 feet is the closest one.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of, I guess, like, sort of looking at Bubbles and be like, hey, short stack, you want a weapon again?
You got one?
I can get you one, and I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna go rip off the little swingy thingy from the hallway behind.
All right, so you're going to use your movement to go back down the hallway to where the blade trap was, and how are you going to try and remove it? It's metal bolted into the ceiling.
Oh, I'm gonna jump up and then just, like, yank and hopefully use my weight to pull it down, because, like, with the metal arm and leg, I feel like I would, like, weigh more than someone normally would for my size, so, like, I'm trying to use a pull and, like, my own body weight to get it down.
All right, give me an athletics check.
And do I get advantage because the nat 20?
It is the nat 20, so you will have advantage for acting so quickly, yes.
Okay, athletics. Ooh, okay, I don't have much for that. But that's, ooh, okay, so that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? All right, so you kind of get up and you put your heels up on the blade of this, what was this, like, large kind of axe scythe-like trap, and you kind of jump on it, and it looks like where it's affixed into the ceiling, the metal isn't breaking, but the stone starts to crack a little bit. And it looks like it's almost there. It just needs, like, just a little bit more. Maybe one more good jump is gonna do it.
OMG.
Oz, you're acting at the same time. What are you doing? You're holding hands with a monkey man. You are muted.
Did you say what they looked like?
I did not. Would
What
you
do
like
they
to
look
give
like?
me? Okay, so just a quick perception.
Not very perceptive over up in this biz. That's a negative, or a -1 to my 5, so that's 4.
Or all right. The figure
Like,
is
what?
the figure is humanoid, but even in the light of this room, it looks almost completely black. But you see 2 glowing white eyes locked onto you. But other than that, you don't really know.
How many immediately in our area can I see?
With that roll, you see one, but you heard others. You know there's more than one in here. What are you doing?
Does it just obviously seem like it's gonna attack? Because if it does, Oz will go for it.
It's looking like it has gotten up and is going to be moving towards you.
Okay. Oz is I'm a little freaked out because I can't feel my patrons anywhere, but just gonna, I hope you're here. I really do. And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast at this thing in front of me.
All right. Why don't you give me a roll for an attack?
Is it at advantage because of natural 20?
Your natural. Oh, actually, technically, the first thing you did was do the perception check. So if you want, you can roll advantage for that.
Ah.
Because that was the first thing that you did.
It's a 10. I don't know if it's any better.
You do. You can see that there was another figure that's getting up behind it.
Okay.
So there's 2 in your vision. So I will say now you can attack either one of these. The other one is not hidden from you.
I'll just do the one closest to me.
One closest,
a 16. 16 to hit. What's
Six-
Eldritch Blast?
16 is gonna hit. How does this Eldritch Blast look when you fire it out?
So it comes from both hands as he like brings them forward, and then it's almost like he's giving something. But it's blackened energy that looks like brimstone and smoke and absolute like death if you were to inhale it, and he's just gonna push that out at this thing in front of him. That's a 1d10. Okay, that's pretty good. That's a 9 points damage.
9 points of damage.
Eldritch Blast is just like, I don't know if it has orifices, but imagine it's just like singeing its...
You can see these glowing white eyes, and so when you release the Eldritch Blast, you catch it square in the chest, and it just hisses with this magical energy, and you can see where you strike it, a glowing white mark appears on this creature for a bit as kind of wispy smoke kind of vapors off of it, and it's still standing. With that, because they also rolled a natural 20, these beings are going to move into attack.
Cute.
So, the one that you just fired is going to... And with a strange sort of movement, it seems like it almost doubles and triples, like a almost like a smear of animation, a blur. It kind of darts to the side and moves in a twitchy, jagged pattern towards you and gets right up in your face. And here you can see it's not just the lighting, but these figures are completely black. They're almost like space, with glowing white eyes and little flecks of what look like stars on them. And as it curls its hand up, it forms into kind of a sort of sharp, jagged end, and it's going to jab it at you. And that is gonna be... It's another natural 20.
Oh,
no!
fuck.
It's really upset. No, please.
Bye.
Oh my God, I'm so like scared now. All right.
We don't have a healer.
If this creature is making a melee attack, wow, that's really loud.
Oh, sorry.
If this creature is making a melee attack at Oz, would it be safe to assume that it is within 5 feet of both of us?
Yes, because you were holding hands together. I would say so. Yes.
I want to use my reaction to jump behind it.
That's at the end of its turn, right? It's when it ends its turn within 5 feet of you. So we will get to that.
When a creature moves up to you within 5 feet.
Moves up? Alright, so you want to move around to the back of it?
Yeah.
Alright, so you do though. Alright, so Oz, you're going to, as this kind of spectral, spacey, almost lance of an arm jabs through your gut, you suffer just 6 points of piercing damage. You can adjust the... I don't know how to adjust the...
You can go into your own master volume on the little...
Yeah, you have your own...
And boop it down.
Here.
Oh,
loud.
okay.
Some of these songs are just louder than others. So you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, yeah, I'm just a little stabbed through,
And
just a little bit. I'm
I
just like,
also...
cough up some blood.
I'm also going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no. That's not really great. A 10?
As this thing pierces into you and you stare into these white eyes, darkness overtakes your vision. You are blinded. All right.
This is. I'm just gonna like. I don't know if Maverick notices. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, this isn't not good right now. This is not. Yeah, don't like this. This is usually not the circumstance. I'm blinded. No.
The last thing you see is these spacey eyes staring at you as the head twitches back and forth, and you almost feel like you see multiple ones before the form coalesces back into one. That's that one's turn. The other one that has gotten up is going to move behind the Maverick and do a similar attack. Oh! with a natural 1. So, as you move behind this one, another one jabs another kind of spear-like appendage towards you, but you're too fast, and you just kind of a little side dodge. You can hear another one in the room, but you do not see it. And with that, I am going to Maverick. It is your turn.
So I see Oz get hit and start screaming blindedness, and I just I start doing a little dance, and then I start getting a little bulkier and bulkier, and I want to start aping out as I shift into my full ape form.
All right. Do you want to describe the transformation that overtakes the Maverick in this moment?
So you see that he just starts like crumping just slightly, and as he starts crumping, his muscles just keep getting bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden you see his tail kind of furrow, and he gets he doesn't get much bigger, but he gets like half doubled, and so he just seems slightly bulkier, and he's still just like crumping, and then he's just going to use that momentum of dancing to just pummel whatever's in front of it, this dark blobbity blob.
Alrighty, so roll for an attack, please.
That is a 18.
That will hit. Roll damage.
And that is...
And this is on the one that attacked Oz, you said?
Yeah, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hit points.
Alrighty. So as your monkey fists connect with the back of this creature's head, it feels like you're punching into kind of it's almost like punching water but thicker, and you can see just by connecting it, you see the body kind of ripple and separate, and where you leave those marks, there's more of these glowing white areas where you leave the damage. It is still standing, however. It's not looking good though. The form is kind of starting to kind of rupture and almost like static, though you don't really know what static is.
So if I just felt something come behind me, right? That I dodged out of?
Yes, you actually like saw another one of those kind of pincer lance-like appendages kind of go over your shoulder as you instinctively moved out of the way.
In my gratuitous anger, crumping, I see this thing start to do a body roll, and I'm just gonna like body roll back on over to Oz.
All right, so you kind of move your way around. Does this movement provoke opportunity attacks?
I'm not the one that I just hit because I'm circling around it to get back next to.
But to get back to Oz, it will move because the other one is behind you.
The other one would. This one would. The one
it is going to try and take an attack at you then. Oh, another natural what? You're like water. We've only rolled pretty much natural 1s and natural 20s so far. All right. With that, Maverick's turn is over. Bubbles.
Yeah.
You are up.
I like the
rage. All right. So you Hulk out.
Ah!
You're hardcore.
I'm so hardcore. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
All right. So you will have to. You can kind of scooch between or around Maverick and Oz and get onto the side of it.
Okay.
All right. Just letting you know so that you have kind of a good idea over your position.
Can I flank something?
If you move in between where the Maverick was, yes, I could give you flanking.
I will do that.
Alrighty.
And I will hit it.
Roll for an attack. You're just punching it. You're just rage punching.
I'm rage punching.
All right.
That's plus my strength, right?
Yes. I believe it's 1 plus strength plus rage damage.
Yeah, and I think you get your proficiency bonus. Oh, for the damage, never mind.
Oh, no, this is just a hit. So I rolled an 18 plus 3, right?
That hits, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the damage is just 1 plus strength.
So that's 4 plus my rage damage, so that's 6?
That will do it. So as you angrily force a fist, it goes right through the back of this creature, and Oz, Maverick, you see just this little halfling fist just crater right through where Oz originally shot with the Eldritch Blast, and with that, the entire form just dissipates. When you do that, you now start to hear this mechanical whirring inside the room. All of these giant golden arms of this planetarium-like structure are going to start to move, and they're going to twist, and the floor that you're standing on also rotates. You all standing in that area are rotated about 10 feet clockwise in this circular room as these arms start to spin. Everyone, I'm going to ask you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I don't need to do that, right?
You do not, sorry, yes, because you are not in the room. Everyone in the room, as these planetarium arms come down and swing at you.
21.
25.
You're muted, Danica.
17.
Alrighty, so you all hear this machine start up, and as you see the arm kind of whiz past, you all duck. The creature itself does not seem to be as quick, and it is going to suffer. It is going to 5 bludgeoning damage, and it is knocked onto the ground. It is now prone. With that, we are back to the top of the order. Temerity and Oz, you are acting at the same time. Oz, you are blinded.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna just try to give it one more tug, and then if I get it down this turn, I want to run back and yeet it. I mean, they're probably like a good, like 15, 20 feet away from me now. Did they go 90 degrees?
Yeah, so they went about 10 to 15 feet rotated away from you, and then you also went down the hallway about 20, 25 feet.
Yeah, so my movement's not going to get me to them. So
No.
if I can pull it down, I want to then run with it and try to yeet it at Blossom.
Blossom?
Okay.
Really?
Oh, mark
You're
it.
so
Make
good.
a tally. Make a
Blossom.
tally for it.
I'm very cute, but I'm not Blossom
Okay.
right now, baby.
I will say that you mostly loosened it, so you can you can use your bonus action, and you just give it one more jump, and it breaks off. What you see as it clatters to the ground, you see where the ceiling has broke. You look through the hole, and it's just space.
Okay.
Very similar to the material that these creatures seem to be made of. You see what does not look to be more stone. It's just black with kind of flecks of vibrating white shapes inside of it. Okay? And
I'm
you're gonna use
definitely,
your movement?
yeah. I'm intrigued by that, but there's more pressing things to deal with now. So I'm gonna run with my full movement as close as I can get to them. So that puts me at about 10, 15 feet away.
Let's see. You would
it's
be
25.
you would be about 10 feet away from the whole cluster of them.
And I'm gonna kind of yell, "Short stack, catch! This one doesn't talk either!" And I'm gonna yeet it.
All right. I would say that's your action.
Do you want me to make a strength or some kind of dex check to see how far it goes?
Yeah,
or if it can be active?
I'm interested. Yeah, give me just a straight dex check.
Okay, I'm good at dex. I'm not good at dex right now. That's an 8.
All right. You throw it. Its weight is kind of a little bit more surprising for you. And also, you always have had a little bit of trouble with this because your one arm seems to have a lot more strength than the other. You toss it, and it kind of just skids awkwardly on the floor, and it lands. Oz, you feel something basically bump up against the back of your foot.
Fuck.
But you can't.
They're everywhere.
But you don't know. And it is also your turn, so you are blinded. You've been stabbed through the gut by a weird space creature.
Honestly, I'm just coughing blood because I'm not doing hot at all. I'd be like, because I heard Bubbles scream and then killed the thing in front of me, right?
You heard a and then a
Okay.
so.
I'm just gonna nope away from that and try and step around whatever the fuck just touched me and try and get as far back as possible.
All right, you're gonna use your full movement to back up.
And then
right.
I'm gonna. Do I feel like the blindness is something that I can try and shake off, or?
Yeah. So if this is the end of your turn, give me another.
Then I can try. Can I try in the meantime just to like listen? And if I hear any of their noises, can I try and aim and maybe at disadvantage or something?
So, so you can take the ready action, and if you hear one move near you, you can take an attack at disadvantage. Yes.
Sounds good. Okay.
So give me another Constitution save.
Okay. Okay, that's not great. Another 10.
You almost feel you feel like there's a coating over your eyes, and it's very strange because you keep on blinking, thinking it's going to get out, and it's just blackness.
Fuck. I'm just super confused and just gonna put my back to the wall.
All right. You get your way back. You don't know necessarily how far back you moved, but you moved most of your movement and got up against a wall.
I'm just listening now.
All right. The creature is going to spend half of its movement to get up, and it is going to take an attack at Bubbles with its weird lance arm. That is an 8 to hit.
No, bitch.
All right. It stands up. It punches at you with this sharpened appendage, and it was expecting a taller opponent. And it just goes clear over your head. You kind of give it a little finger. Once again, somewhere in this room, you can hear another one. It sounds closer than before. With that, it's going to go to the Maverick.
So I'm still dancing. Do I see Oz at all?
You saw Oz back up and is about maybe 25 feet behind you. Pressed up against the wall. Looking around, looks totally normal, but feels like their senses are addled.
I go up to Oz, and I'm going to. This is funny.
I just heard it.
I'm gonna grab the hand of Oz, and I say, "There is no wallflowers here," and I'm going to start dancing with Oz.
Oh.
And I'm going to keep my eye out, and I'm going to use my bonus action to help Oz see whatever they need.
Oh my god!
If you're taking the help action, it would be
a full action, yeah.
Full action, you'll have advantage at the end of your next turn.
And then bonus action to dance with her.
Okay.
Oz is just gonna like cough up some blood, like and laugh. He's gonna start laughing and like wipe his face and be like, "You're pretty cute, fuzzy one. You're pretty cute." And we'll just we'll just do whatever Maverick's leading him to do. Is this gonna help him at all?
So you should get either advantage on perception if needed, or you can see what I can see.
So if you're using the help action, you can give advantage to the next ability check. You don't have to specify necessarily what. So
okay.
It's basically he's going to kind of just calm you down and help you get rid of this blindness. So Bubbles,
you're missing all these sweet moves.
Bubbles, that brings us to you.
Can I pick up that thing she threw at me?
You will have to move to go get it, in which case you'll invoke an attack of opportunity from the creature, but you can.
How far away is it?
It is only like 5 feet away. It's
okay,
like one
fine.
space away.
Is that a bonus action to pick it up?
No, you can just pick it up.
Okay, I'll just go do that.
All right.
And then I'll
It'll
go
take
back
a swipe at
and
you.
Stab him. Okay.
It'll take a swipe at you
That's
first. Does a 12 hit?
No!
Balls. Okay. So.
I'm 14 because I'm raging!
All right. So this weapon is going to count as a
Would it be
let's
like a
count
hand
it.
axe with like a D6 or something?
Well, it's a two-hander. I would say it has the heavy property.
Yeah.
Let's go with a great axe -1.
Sorry, what?
Great axe -1. So it'll just take a slight because it's an awkward weapon, but it's a giant two-handed heavy bladed thing.
Okay. Let's see.
All right.
Hang on. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna turn around and slash him.
Alrighty, roll to hit.
Hang on, let me find my dice. I was not expecting it to be that high. There you are.
Tell me, how many times have you gone into combat with literally everyone dancing?
I love it.
Oh no. Not
This is
again.
what we do. What's the damage, Kristy?
No, to hit, it's
sorry, to hit?
17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay.
Roll for damage.
Minus
Taking
one.
your strength -1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 3.
We just all have a disco party while
So
these things
it's,
are like.
8 damage -1, so 7.
7 damage. All right. So you cleave into the upper thigh hip area of this creature, and once again, when you cut into it, the whole inside seems to glow with this spacey white energy, with smoke wisping off of it, and it just lowers its head to you with those glowing eyes. And is that going to be your turn?
Yep.
Alrighty. It's at this time that the entire room is going to shift again. All of you, now that you're in the room, move another 10, 15 feet. And Kristy, what you see is you move, and then right on the outer edge of the wall. Actually, Oz, you are up against the wall. You do not move.
I pulled
Stay where you are.
Oz off of the wall to dance.
That's true.
Okay, then you all move 15 feet clockwise, and Kristy, where it stops, you see another one of these creatures against what seems to be some kind of, you can't really understand what it is at this point, but it's some table with some machinery, and it has an arm caught in it, and it looks like it's been struggling in spinning these strange I would say they look like giant, like dodecahedron, tetrahedron kind of shapes that are floating, and it's been spinning those. As those are spinning, it is causing these giant mechanical arms to move around this planetarium. I need everyone to make a dexterity save again.
Oh no.
13?
14.
7.
14.
All right. Let's see. 13, 14. So Temerity, you toss off this weapon, and as you weren't here the first time this happened, you aren't really paying attention with all the fighting in this room of the swish as you see everyone duck, but you don't in time, and you get hit with one of these metal arms, and you suffer 7 bludgeoning damage as you're clunked in the back of the head and you are knocked prone.
Okay.
Ouch.
I'm pretty jacked up.
The creature this time ducked as well. That's going to bring us back to the top of the round. So Temerity and Oz. Oz, you are still blinded. Temerity, you are prone.
And I know we're doing visualizing, but like, what does this look like right now? Because I'm not sure like
Okay.
what I'm looking
So imagine, so you're in like a donut-shaped room.
Yep. I understand that
The
part.
actual donut of it
is the planetarium. Mhm.
and the donut and the donut hole
In
there's
the
a
middle
bar.
is the ball. Yeah.
And it has all of these it has all of these kind of golden arms that are carrying other
Moving
sort of
it around
celestial bodies,
bodies.
and they seem to bend and spin around the
Right.
room. I have an
Who's-
image I can give you.
Who's next to like? Where am I in relation to Temerity and Bubbles and the enemies?
So with the movement, so you're about maybe like a quarter of the pie chart, as it were, around. So like if you imagine the donut,
Yeah.
if you were at like 9 o'clock, they're at 12 o'clock.
Sure. Oh, okay. So they're okay.
Because you're all
how many-
moving on this at the same
Right.
same
How many feet away from us are they?
so you moved your pretty much your full movement back, so they're about maybe like 25 feet away from you.
Okay. And how many do we see now that they've kind of revealed themselves?
Well, you're blind.
I'm blind.
Which advantage?
Okay. Okay, so I don't know. Have I heard any of them? I didn't hear any of them.
Bubbles slashed one and it like hit.
You knew one was destroyed, and you saw one, and you've heard. So I would say, based on your hearing, there might only be maybe 2 left.
Okay, I was just curious because I didn't get to. I might have just my ready to action might have just never gone off, which is fine.
It didn't move near you, so it didn't trigger the action.
Okay. Then I will. Do I hear anything now? Like do I hear any hissing or any sort of?
I would say these things they're making a lot of noise. There is a lot of interference with this apparatus that keeps going around. You're basically you've been ducking it just based on hearing.
Yeah.
So I haven't been giving you disadvantage on that because it's very loud.
Right.
But you
Okay.
you can tell that they're off. You can hear Bubbles rage yelling, and you can hear these creatures about where she is.
Okay, so can I try to make a shot at them with a blast of?
I can say you can shoot in that direction at disadvantage, and if you hit, I will roll to see which one of them you hit.
Okay, it does the help action?
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
make it a
you
regular roll because I would grab her hand to point it in the right direction.
Well, you specified you were helping her to try and get her senses. So, do you want the help? Do you want the advantage do you want the attack a regular roll, or do you want advantage on getting rid of the blindness?
Advantage on getting the root of the blindness. So I'll just make a roll at disadvantage for
So
that.
make an attack at disadvantage.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah.
Okay. Here we go. Those are both really bad. Let me see. I don't think it hits. 11.
11 just misses. So you shoot towards the direction Bubbles. You see this blast of eldritch energy whiz right past you and the creature that you're fighting. It grazes its arm, and it does kind of another one of those streaks of wispy white smoke, but otherwise it doesn't seem like it's been too damaged.
Oz has no idea, so he's just like, yeah, fuck yeah.
You think you heard it. You heard a hiss. You think you connected.
You hear
Make your
Bubbles like
consti-
yell like ah!
Make your Constitution save at advantage now for magic weapon.
Okay, I'm really, really shitty. But hopefully this does it. Does a 13.
With the calming dancing of this buff monkey man, and you calm yourself. You were freaking out earlier. You take a couple deep breaths and you close your eyes, and almost like expelling something from your body, you open them up and you can see.
You just see a bunch of dancing fur.
You see a hunk of burning monkey just jiving right in front of you.
I like you.
Right.
And I'm gonna stop dancing and turn around.
So that is your turn. Temerity, this is happening at the same time. You are prone. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna stand up.
Okay, half your movement.
So I have 15 feet of movement left. Can I get to any of the mean boys with 15 feet of movement?
In melee?
Yeah. Probably
Yes.
not. Oh, yes?
Yes.
Because I want to save I only have 2 bullets. I want to save them.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to go up to the closest bad guy, and I'm just gonna punch it with my robot arm. I don't even care about this -1 dagger. I'm just gonna punch it because that'll
Fair
be
enough.
like, my 1+ strength, which isn't too bad.
Yep. You're not normally that strong, but you're being aided with a metal arm. Yep.
So am I just adding a roll and then I'm adding my strength modifier?
And you are technically proficient with your fist, so you get to add your proficiency bonus.
14.
14 does hit. Roll for damage, or actually, it's just 1 plus your strength.
It's just 2 damage.
2. All right. You clock it in the side of the face. There's no crunch. There's no bone, but you see the head kind of dissipate for a moment and reform. It is still standing.
Oh, this was a bad idea. I'm about to get jacked up.
Yes, because it is now the Shade's turn. So
Bye, guys.
the one that you just punched, one hit it harder, but one hit it the most recently. I'm gonna roll to see which one of you it attacked.
Ah! Can I yell at it?
It's not your turn.
I know. But I'm still yelling.
It rolled a 2, so it is going to... Wait, I didn't assign which one. I need to say which one it is. Okay. It's going to attack Bubbles.
Yeah!
You... Ah! And it just kind of... It looks like it was gearing up to strike Temerity. It's gonna go for you.
Yeah, it does.
And a 3 does not hit.
Nope, it doesn't.
So,
What
again...
a good barbarian.
They just keep whiffing. However, now that you're in range, even though one is caught in this mechanism, causing it to flip out, it is now going to make an attack at you as well. With advantage, because it is flanking you between the other one.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, isn't that advantage? Yep.
The highest is a 13.
Nope.
All right, so... These creatures just don't seem to understand what a small, angry woman seems to do. It doesn't seem to be able to get a good angle on stabbing you as its arm continually seems to get pulled into this mechanism that it seems to be interfering with.
Question,
Maverick.
DM. Question.
Yes?
Does it seem to be stuck in this mechanism, or is it like
It is-
purposely doing it?
It is stuck, and through its struggling is causing these what look to be, like multi-sided 3-dimensional objects to kind of rotate and spin.
Okay. Go ahead, Maverick.
Maverick, what are you doing?
I am dancing. What have I just seen most recently happen? It's a lot that's happening around me.
You saw, you followed as Oz blindly fired what seemed to be some strange magical energy out past you, like right over your shoulder. And as you followed the beam, you see it just barely miss one of these creatures as Temerity got up and punched it in the face while it, continues to miss this raging tiny woman.
That seems like a good idea. I am going to just start fists and feet barreling towards the thing that Temerity just punched. You said there's a small mechanical hand that's like kind of above this?
Well, so this planetarium has giant metal arms that are holding celestial bodies and swinging. I can give you, let me see if I have an image.
I just want to know about how high is one of the arms above this creature?
Well, so they are constantly kind of moving. So you want the highest one or the lowest one?
The lowest one. I want to time it out so that I can grab the arms and just yeet my entire body through this thing.
The lowest one is about like 5 or 6 feet off the ground and kind of seems to be going like this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use my momentum to get to it, jump up, and then just feet into this thing.
All right, give me an acrobatics check. I just want to see how well you do this.
He's about to foot slap it with his like monkey hand foot, like pew.
That's a natural 20.
All right,
so 26.
So judging by the movement of these arms, you get reminded of just tree branches in the forest, and you just you calculate it real quick. You go and you grab it with your hands, and continuing the momentum, you do a nice double kick right into the creature. I'm going to say, because that's so badass, roll your attack with advantage.
Sweet. I definitely needed that. 17, 18, 19, 20.
It hits.
Yeah.
These aren't hard to hit.
And the damage is 8.
All right. So as you do that and you connect, both feet clamber into the side of it, and it just, almost like in a puff of smoke, you decapitate this creature, and it just into another puff of smoke.
I like to just keep my hands on the arm and just kind of sit around.
You want to just hold on to it? All right.
Oh God.
All right.
That could
is
be
your
like
turn.
the worst idea or the best idea.
All right. Bubbles.
Yeah.
Your turn.
There's one left right in front of me.
Yes, and it is technically grappled
Oh, okay. I will hit it.
by this machine. All right. Roll to hit.
Natural 20.
Ooh,
Oh,
What, guys? We're coming in hot tonight.
Holy shit!
And I was scared, like, when the beginning of this fight started,
Hey,
I was like,
wait,
oh no.
Okay, I will say we'll have like this was like all natural 20s. Next week, all natural ones. Or the
Oh,
week
yeah.
after. Like, it's gonna happen. I'm
Son of-
calling it.
Roll your damage, Bubba. Well, actually, no, because you're using the, so roll, double the dice.
Double the dice.
And at the very end, add your strength and do -1.
Okay, so 22. So that's 27 minus 1.
How do you want to do this?
Jesus.
How do you want to do this as you kill this creature in one hit?
I'm just gonna like stab it all the way through and up. And I want it to come out its mouth.
All right. So you take this large kind of, it's like a semicircle of a blade of a scythe, and you just kind of and you drive it underneath. You get all up in its gooch, and you just take it the whole way home as it splits in half and fades into smoke. As its arm stops jamming this machine, all of the mechanics in the room seem to stop. It seemed that its struggling was causing everything to move. And you are out of combat as
I'm like the kid that has his that ride, that little mechanical ride that sits out of stores when the quarter runs out and the machine stops.
I was like,
He's still
taking
swinging it. Come on.
you are officially out of combat. All of the lights in the room go back to a more natural light. As you can see, there is nothing left of these creatures. They've evaporated into smoke, and you are in this seemingly planetarium room.
I'm gonna turn to the others, kind of clutching my head where I hit it really hard on the ground, and there's probably some blood pouring out of my ear.
A little
And
bit of blood.
I kind of turn to the others and Temerity.
What?
I'm Temerity.
Oh,
Because I never
hi!
introduced myself last time.
I was actually gonna ask you that. I gotta go hug her. Are you okay? You're bleeding.
I'm good. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oz, it's nice to meet you, officially. And then Oz is gonna walk over to the monkey, and it's just gonna be
Still
gonna be,
hanging up
below
on
him.
this
It's
arm.
gonna
It's
be
slowed down. Yeah.
He's basically yeah, you can jump down, I'll catch you, kind of thing.
Realize I'm not being a complete a-hole. He's going to take a deep breath and calm down a little bit, and then slowly you see him shift back into a little chimp-sized monkey, and then he just kind of falls. He's still pretty he's human weight, so you just feel the weight of a teenager falling.
Wait, so how big is he? Because the descriptions have gone left and right. How
What I've
tall
read-
is
He's the
he?
Hulk.
Yeah, I'm a Hulk. So when I bulk out, I'm about 200 pounds, but I stay the same height. But
Oh.
afterwards,
So he's
I
just
drop
3
down.
feet tall and thick as hell.
Wait. Yeah, so you're not the weight. You're 3 feet tall, human weight.
Yeah.
So you would be the size. You'd be like 70 pounds. Like,
But he's all muscle. Like he's literally nothing but muscle. So he's like about
you know that
90 to
picture
100
of,
pounds.
you know that picture of like the swole kangaroo? It's like that, but like
Tiny.
I imagine like Oz is like, yeah, come on down, I'll grab, like trying to be helpful, and then you like slam to the ground. He's like, oh fuck.
He's like on the floor. He's like, I'm good.
I mean, it is heavier than you are expecting. You kind of
You're heavier than I expect. No, I'm sure I completely just dropped him to the ground. Like, and he was just like, yep. Nah. You're a little heavier than I expected. Okay.
Can I go to the weird like console that the thing was stuck in and try to like look at it and figure out like what this room is? What are the different controls? I mean, I know that they move the things, but like.
So let me just explain, because I've been told to do less rolls. So what you can clearly see are you see two spheres, right? Yeah. You see two spheres. One is it has 10 sides to it. So think like you know, our dice. Think like a D10. So it's kind of like a top. And then the other one is a how many sides? Let me say 10. 30 sides to it. So one 10 sides, one 30 sides, and then there is kind of this just floating just a slab, almost just a rectangular slab. They're pulsing with a little bit of magical energy. And there's on the two spheres or dice, whatever you want to call them, there are numbers on each side, numbered 1 through 10 and 1 through oh sorry, not 30. I'm so sorry. 50.
So
1 through
does
10 and 1 through 50.
So it seemed the creature was kind of stuck underneath one of these like floating shape, like the spherical kind of dicey boys.
Yeah, so they're
stuck on that.
So they were floating. They're floating above what seems to be kind of like just a very simple table, like a kind of table structure. And on either side of the table, there's like some gear work, similar to what you saw with the trap earlier, and it was caught in there. And messing with that was seeming to also be affecting these orbs and causing the room to get all jank, as it were.
Okay, so can I try to
say you saw all that and you don't need to roll for that, but yeah. What do you want to do?
So the floating like rectangular slab, can I try to like figure out what the purpose of that is? Because it kind of seems like maybe like moving the little dice makes like the little planets move. Am I understanding the explanation correctly?
I mean, so for all of this, why don't you give me just straight intelligence check?
Can I help her? Because, like, I'm friends with Alana, and she does a lot of star shit.
Sure.
Do I recognize anything that's going on above me?
I mean, it is very clearly a depiction of the stars.
Come on.
It looks like there's constellations that are marked with lines. If you remember in my initial description of this room, so it's about like 50 feet tall, domed, and then little ways the stone just turns into basically a starry night sky. Kind of like a projected image or picture, you're not quite sure.
Right,
and you can see stars and constellations and such, but none of the constellations are ones that you recognize.
See, this reminds me of the pocket dimension I went to with the gift shit, so that's why I'm like, what's going on here? Okay.
So I would say you are kind of explaining that this too, and you can
especially since it's constellations I don't personally recognize from my home place. Like that's a flag for Bubbles for sure.
Yeah, right. I didn't do so hot with the advantage. I got a 14.
Okay.
Could I? Okay, that's fine.
No. What would you like to say?
Oh, I was just wondering if like, I feel like initially after a fucking fight happened, I feel like before Oz like went over, or before I go over to talk, like do anything with the room, just gonna be like walk over to Temerity and look at all of them and be like, y'all are pretty strong. I think I might do well to stick by you three.
Yeah, this is nothing. I just don't know why I'm not stronger. It's weird. This should be way easy. Yeah, this type of shit should be so easy, but I'm kind of struggling a little bit.
I'll look at Temerity, and then look at the
really
thing.
Weak.
So
I'll look at the dial, and I'm pretty intelligent and up with arcane shit. So if I can help at any, if she's already rolled, but
so I would say So from the roll, with Bubbles helping you, you can tell that this is obviously controlling the planetarium in some way. It is arcano-magical, arcano-mechanical, rather. It is a combination of usage of magic and machinery. Would you say, do you actually, are you just inspecting it, or do you actually like start messing with these orbs?
If everyone's kind of gathered around the little panel, then I'm gonna just start like touching stuff.
Okay, so I would say that as you're all gathered around this table,
like only if they've gathered by the panel.
We should check for traps because like this stuff happens all the time, and I always get blamed for it.
I would like to say that I'm already touching things as soon as Temerity starts touching things.
That's two people that said they're touching it.
I didn't do it this time. No one can blame me.
Well, yeah, but so like the panel is kind of all out of like the spinny donut part, right?
That's what I was.
Why I'm waiting for everyone to like get over there.
It's kind of off at the edge. So saying that you are all by this table because you all did state so. As you kind of rotate these orbs in different ways, without even touching the slab, you do see all of the planets in the planetarium rotate. The arms give and roll down, and the stars above you rotate and change. So it does seem that this directly correlates to the planetarium itself.
Can I just like walk around the room too, just to see if there's any other doors, because we haven't really walked around and we just went right up to the
So I will say without a roll, I will ask you to roll though.
Okay.
But without the roll, there is another door. There's where you came in, there's another entrance. Or exit, sorry.
12.
All right. It's a little hard, to gather anything else other than there is another way out. It's not a dead end room. I will say, this machine looks expensive as hell. All of these arms look to be either plated or solid gold. All of the various celestial bodies seem to be created with glass orbs and crystals, and as you do look, you can see that in a lot of the metalwork near joints and such, it is embedded with gems, and there's just runes and scrawlings written all around the metal.
I would
go for it.
I would like to take one of the gems and pocket it.
Okay. You see kind of underneath the table, there's some gems as well. Do you kind of just at the base of it, do you want to touch one of those, or do you want to touch one on an arm? The arms are moving as Temerity continues to doing it slowly. When the thing was caught, they were just spinning, but
I'll do it under the table where nobody is looking.
All right.
Why do we have access to this room? I'd look at everyone else and just...
You reach down, and as you press your fingers against this red gem embedded into the table, nothing happens.
Do I get it?
It is, these gemstones are like set into everything. So, you can kind of do, but it's not coming out, bud.
All right, I'll sit here for a minute as I play around with the gem.
I just look at the others. Why are we?
I'd like to sit down into like a stupid meditative state that I've seen people do, and try and contact Bahamut.
Okay. Do you say anything in your head or anything?
Bahamut, do you know what's going on? I think the collector got out or something, because, like, my dead body was there, but I'm not dead, and now we're in this weird Alana room, and I don't know what's happening.
Okay, so as you sit down on the floor and you close your eyes and you focus and you reach out with your heart and soul, you remember that feeling that you had just before you passed into the mist, that warmth of Bahamut that had gotten so small, but a little bit just clutching onto your heart. And you hear a rumbling. And you realize it's not in your head. You all hear, and it seems like the room shakes just slightly, and nothing.
Bahamut?
I don't know if we have a whole lot of time. Can I look quickly at the ceiling and the walls? I want to see if there are any like colors that like correspond to the colors of the little planets. Like, is this supposed to be like? Are we supposed to alter the configurations of these planets to like make something happen based on stuff around?
Looking at it, I would say with your experience with arcano-mechanical technology, gems and such are often used as focuses for and channeling for magical energy. It seems that is just what they're being used for here, to make sure this thing doesn't fall apart on itself. And there's no necessary need to kind of shift them around or anything. They're kind of acting as stabilizers.
I look at the monkey that's touching a gem on the ground. I'm gonna look over to the girl that's talking to no one, and I'm just gonna look at Temerity, and I'm gonna walk over to her because she seems like the only one that's trying. And I'm just gonna lean up against this thing and just try and like get her to look at me and be like, what are we doing here? Why do we have access to something like this? Were we supposed to be dead in that room? I don't get it.
Something's not right. This is not where I was last I remember. I don't know how we got here.
Where were you last you remembered?
I was on an airship.
I was almost drowning in the ocean.
Oh, I remember. I gave money to someone and they gave me a drink. Yes, a drink.
Where?
Oh, it's gone again.
I go back to the gym.
You know, when I
What about you, little honey? I like look at I look at Bubbles.
Well,
Where were you?
Bahamut sent me on my airship, on Arathorn's airship, and then I went into like this faraway land. He said there was something like corrupt or something was weird and he couldn't really see it, so he wanted me to go see it and check it out. So I went, but then
was there fog?
It was like a mist, yeah.
Mist, yes, mist.
I was in mist as well. Is Bahamut your patron or something?
No, he's my best friend.
I understand.
Yeah, Temerity, you and Oz, you do both recognize Bahamut from your home in Eberron. This is a draconic god of protection and good fortune, and it is also one of the constellations of Eberron.
That's a pretty powerful friend you have there.
Yeah, I have a lot of powerful friends, but he's one of my favorites.
Will you be my powerful friend?
Sure.
Lovely.
You know, when I when I pulled that scythe from the ceiling up there, it was just space and stars and dark. Something's not right.
Can I make an Arcana check of some kind if I've heard of anything like this before?
Sure.
Okay. Plus, my Arcana is.
But when I was
pretty
talking
good.
to Bahamut, that's when he didn't answer me, but there was that rumbling. Maybe that was him trying to talk to me, but he can't. He said it's like outside his reach, so maybe he can't talk to me. Oh no.
Oh. It's an 18 ink.
Okay.
I can't talk to my friends either.
So, though you are not formally trained in the arcane arts, unlike Elle, you do have knowledge of various magical things through people you know, especially your patrons have whispered things to you. You have an understanding that certain properties like this, especially stars and these astrological themes, point to that which is not normally present on the material plane. You understand that there are overlapping of magical energies and worlds that lie on top of or apart from what you would consider the material plane.
I think the mist might have taken us to someplace that's not strictly where we were. Like something else completely.
Temerity is your name?
Yeah.
You said you saw stars.
Yep.
Ooh. I'm going to start taking off back towards where that area is, and I want to try and climb up that hole.
Okay. So as you make your way back, as you make your way back to the hallway that led you into this room, everything shakes and there's a rumble again, and little bits of silt and stone seem to fall from the ceiling as it's seeming to be loosened, especially around this area that Temerity broke into. You can see cracked this hole that just leads into complete black void with little specks of white stars, and you said you're going to try and climb
Up to it. Yeah.
Okay, so as you get close to it, your vision starts to blur as those lights get brighter and hazy. Are you all watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
I'm
to
Okay,
I know.
so you see as he gets closer to it, it looks like a projection of his own face starts to lift out of his face and
Oh,
starts
honey,
getting
and I'm
sucked
gonna-
towards.
He's on the event horizon. Holy shit!
Grab his
Basically-
tail.
Like if you like what the Dementors do in the movies, that kind of effect, that was basically what was happening to your face.
Oh god.
Yeah, that I think obviously don't need like anybody trained or not
No.
trained in Arcana.
Space,
Like,
if I learn one thing from Lana, is space is dangerous. You can't breathe there.
Cut it out, monkey.
So
something's wrong with this place. I think we need to get out as fast as we can.
You hear thum, thum,
Yep.
Oh,
echoing down
Yep.
back,
from that door.
down
That-
back the way that you came from.
Let's
That
go.
big stone
Entire
door.
building starts to shake and crumble.
Oh no,
All
what
right,
about
we're
our
going.
bodies,
We're-
though?
We gotta get out of here.
Okay.
So
figure it out
I
later.
don't think that's
Come
really.
on, let's go.
I follow.
Yeah,
I hit the
we're
way.
running out.
Yeah, I hit the way as fast as I can.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll bring up the rear, make sure everybody's going, and trying to look behind to see if anything's following.
Okay. All right. So you're watching behind. As you continue out of the, let's see, do I have more fitting music? Do I have more fitting music for the tension of this? I don't know.
I
don't think
do. I have the perfect music for everything.
This session. Oh, the
You hear him mumbling to himself.
The beat is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A.
You move through the hallway. It's a pretty straight shot into what looks to be just kind of a larger corridor, and you can see a door on your left and a door on your right, an archway directly in front of you, and further ahead, a large creature of some sort, round and bulbous, seems to be sleeping. As you've started to move now, you can hear crunch, boom, behind you, echoing all the way through the halls up towards you as more bits of the ceiling start to crack. You can see cracks starting to form.
Very
Does it
quickly,
look like
Maverick is just like,
Does it look like those markings?
Those
that we
cross
saw
marks?
The X's and the slashes. Do any of the directions have those?
There is an X on the right and a single slash on the left.
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 Yeah.
I start going left.
All right. You continue left. As you turn left, you can see a crack that goes right through the floor, splitting the room that you were first in half, and this just glowing light of space is coming up through it. You try the doors, and it seems like they're not immediately giving way. What are you gonna do?
Use my quarterstaff to try and break
I
it.
wanna
shine short staff.
body slam it.
All right, give me just a group athletics check as you all just ram into this door. You can see the
Watch it be a pull door instead of a push.
17.
I also have 17.
24.
Never mind.
That's 7.
All right.
Back.
All right. So you all kind of are pushing on. You're scrunching up against each other, and you kind of look, and you all back up, almost to that crack where you see it's starting to split. It's going up the walls, and you can see this kind of space. You hear that creature start to rise, and then also all the way back, you can just hear loud crunching and stomping echoing through. You all run into the door at the same time. You burst through. You almost fall on top of yourselves. And what you see is yet another hallway and another archway. There doesn't seem to be any doors on your side. So there's just an
Close
archway
the door behind.
Yeah, I would like to politely put the door back up.
All right. You shut the door behind you. Do you bar it? Do you put like the
I
staff
use
through it?
my staff on it to.
You slide. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like two handles. So you shove the staff through. As you're doing that, you see the crack form under the door, go right between your legs, as you kind of feel that sucking motion underneath you. And you all are gonna, I guess, continue down the hallway.
Yeah, because
Yes.
it's only straight, right?
Yeah.
Running.
So you are all running down this hallway as the crack is now moved on ahead of you, and you can feel individual pieces of the floor start to crack, break, and start to sink, as well as this archway looks like the cracks causing it to loosen and start to fall. So I'm going to ask everybody to give me acrobatics checks.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can include this in it, but I would like to use whatever speed I have to just try and bump into everyone towards a landing spot if I could.
Well, so you're kind of keeping up with the crack, so the pieces are so it's still mostly solid as you're moving forward. So
Okay.
exactly. So
Like bumping and shouldering people towards the sides away from the middle crack. So you're like ramming
all right.
through the bottom part.
I'll say yeah. So you're kind of pushing people to the side. What is everyone's acrobatics check?
21.
10.
16.
17.
All right. So you all start to make it towards this archway when Oz, you step on what seems to be a little piece of the floor that loosens and just cracks underneath you, and you fall and you grab onto this piece. It is just void underneath you. That kind of pain from earlier before.
Robo friend, please.
You're holding on with one hand.
I reach out my robo hand to pull.
All right.
I hold
Give
on
me-
to temerity.
What? What was that?
I hold on to temerity.
All right, Temerity, give me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna use my acids toxic waste dice. Oh, that wasn't very good. Okay, that was alright. Athletics?
Yes.
15.
All right, Oz. So you can hear, you can see Oz's form almost being pulled out underneath him, and Oz, you can hear all of these a cacophony of voices, male, female, and in between. You can't make out any individual words. Not yet. And just as you hear that, they pull you up, and the floor is
yes.
continuing to crack. And you get past this archway as it collapses. Temerity, you can see now the doorway. It is just the wall completely caves away and falls off and is just pulled into a void, and it's just space off back where you were. But you see, moving through the space, all you can really see is a giant hand.
What kind of hand is it? Is it a humanoid?
Go.
It's the same kind of material as those creatures you saw before, and you can't tell. Some of these stars look like they're moving as if they're eyes.
Ooh, creepy.
You see, the hallway seems to continue further on into a T, but there is a door on your right.
That's it?
Do you weigh less than
That's
90
it.
pounds?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Is there an X on this door?
Screw it.
I have to be
I would
away
say
from a person.
you're gonna. It's a little panicked right now. Give me a quick perception because you're trying to move fast.
I'm trying to now pick up Oz in some
That's
shape or
natural
form.
one, but I have lucky.
So you're burning lucky.
Burning. I don't have to burn it. It's my racial.
Oh, that's right. It's racial.
So perception. Oh, that's not bad. 20. That's actually pretty good. 22.
There is a single slash.
Go in that way.
Go. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, I'm being carried?
I'm dragging you because I'm not tall enough to carry you at this point, but I'm dragging you as much as I can.
You are. Yeah. You're
Letting myself
basically
be dragged.
You're being dragged as the individual cobblestones just fall underneath you into space as you see this hand. You burst into this door. What order do you go in through?
I'm
It's
last.
a single
I
file.
want to
I'm
be
first because I was
absolutely
the one that.
second.
Yeah, I just bolted.
Bubbles goes
I'll
in
be third.
first.
Yeah.
I'll be
Right.
third.
Okay.
Yeah, right behind.
1, 2, 3,
Bubbles.
4.
I want to have my because I have 2 bullets that I've been saving. If this thing looks like it's about to come upon us and attack, I want to shoot. So I want to be at the end.
All right. So for the three of you, as you push your way in, Temerity, you're waiting at the door just for them all to get in. You see what looks like a spiral staircase, but you instantly, the hairs on your body seem to stand up, almost with like a static charge of energy. You look over the edge of this spiral staircase, and in the middle of it, kind of just floating in the air, is a pink spiraling portal crackling with almost like electricity, and it's just filling this entire room up. And Temerity, what you see as this hand goes closer, the little pieces that are breaking off into space completely just atomize into ash and fade into nothingness. And you can now see 2, 4, 6 giant glowing white eyes.
Oh my god.
What's everyone doing?
Going
That
to the
looks like a
pink
portal?
thing.
It just looks like a portal? Like,
It is.
for
The
sure?
spiral staircase goes down around it. You would have to basically jump over the banister if you want to go in the portal.
Okay, so it's a spiral staircase without a central support column. It's open all the way
It's
down. Okay.
It's
It's
open.
attached to the wall. Okay.
What are we doing, guys?
I was
I'm
going down the
throwing-
I'm
stairs.
pushing.
Yeah, I'm throwing Oz over and I'm jumping behind her.
Holy fuck, I'm just gonna scream as if.
All
Wait,
right.
you guys are going into the portal?
They all jump over.
Yeah.
Temerity, basically, you do like a dive over the banister as you see the others. Oz, you get thrown in, and just this crackling energy swallows them up. But Maverick, you don't have time to react as you disappear in after. Temerity, by the time you jumped over, you don't see them. And Bubbles, you're basically there, still waiting. You see them jump over. As you see, it can't even fit more than 2 fingers as they curl into the doorway, and as they touch, the entire wall just disintegrates, and you see larger than anything you may have seen in the past, except maybe some really large creatures, a face, just all black space, white eyes.
I don't know what you are, but fuck you! And I jump into the portal.
As you can see, the portal was starting to shrink. Thankfully, to your small stature, you wisp into it, and suddenly, all of those voices, you can all hear them now. It's almost like they're whizzing by you, and you can only catch certain phrases, and you see flashes of images faster than anything that your mind can really get a hold of, and everything just goes as if going into hyperspace. All these whizzes of light as everything goes white and bright, and then suddenly... nothing. And that's where we're gonna go to break.
Time to roll new characters. Bye.
So fun.
Oh, all right, guys. So we're gonna take a couple minutes break while these guys try and get a change of pants.
Who wants pants? I'm not wearing
everyone go
pants.
get
Who are you
drinks.
talking to?
No one's wearing pants.
No one's wearing pants.
Oh, I'm sorry for your bed sheets then, everybody. So we'll be back in a few minutes, everybody. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Be back in 5 to 7. BRB. We are back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Wish. We just left off with everyone having a really horrible time in some strange place as they were chased by a giant space monster, maybe? And jumped through a pink portal, and everyone roll new characters. No, just kidding. Oz. You passed through this strange pink portal, and your vision went from black to white. You saw flashes of things, you heard voices, things that your brain couldn't comprehend at the time. Almost too familiar, like now. You awake on your back, but instead of a stone ceiling, you see trees. And the light just barely breaking out between them. And as your vision focuses, you can feel something sharp and pointy pressed just up against your chin. As you all come to together on the ground, you see 4 figures. 2 elven figures, 1 male, 1 female. One with a bow drawn and 2 arrows pointed at you. The other, a dagger at Oz's chin, at their throat. And 2 wolves, 1 black and 1 white. As they see, as your hearing returns, you can hear them yelling at you, saying things over and over. Does anyone speak Elven? Oz. So Oz, the woman that's pointing this dagger at you is not speaking, but you can see her eyes very pointedly looking at yours, and you can hear the male voice. Who are you people? What do you know of the blight? Of the Darkwood? Speak, now!
Excuse me, I'm just gonna push with my finger. We just woke up.
Are you responding in...
In Elven, yeah. We just woke up. Sir, we do not know where we are. If you could explain a little bit more.
The woman she kind of takes the tip of the dagger and instead gets the whole flat end of it, tilting your head back a little bit.
Yeah, do that. That's fine.
You get a glimpse of her. She has brown hair that goes down to blonde at the tips. Her skin almost greenish, and you can see what looks to be kind of like spiral-like designs, almost like vines, kind of embedded in her skin. She has very, very kind of grayish, silvery eyes that are almost kind of more like a hazel, like a silvery blue, I should say. And she says, in Elvish, "My brother asked you a question. What are you doing here? Who are you people, and what do you know?"
I'm trying to answer you, pretty lady. I just need to sit the fuck up.
I'm Bubbles.
That's Bubbles. Oz. Nice to meet you.
The woman, her voice is stern but calm. "Now in common. And the rest of you? Who are your names? What are your names?"
Maverick is this one.
Vic,
Temerity.
you're muted.
Yeah, I'd said temerity.
As Maverick, as you kind of monkey, you see the black wolf kind of snarls, bares its teeth, and leans in more. The white wolf is kind of looking over at you, Temerity, calmer, just kind of staring, as the male elf, who also seems to have braided brown hair, yellow at the tips, similar greenish skin, though what looks to be a little bit of squarer jaw and a slight cut just on his cheek.
Can you guys hear me?
scar.
Because my chat in the Discord is being weird, and I still have a mute symbol.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, that's cool. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I would smile and then make the exact same sound that the wolf was making at me.
All right. As you and the wolf have kind of a growling match, you see the brother, the male, just kind of weaken his pull on the bow just a little bit.
Can I set up?
You sit up.
Yep.
He kind of and there she goes.
Oh no.
You see, he kind of instinctively just raises the bow towards you, but he doesn't re-pull the arrows. He's kind of got just a half draw.
We'd really just love to know where we are. That would be really great.
You are on our lands.
And where's that?
They look at each other. They don't answer.
Is it a secret or something, friends?
Our lands are well protected. How did you find us?
We did not.
We jumped through a pink portal and now we're here.
What she said.
This entire time, as these two elves look back and forth between each other, that white wolf is just sitting, looking at all of you, and you can see the girl. She takes the dagger away, puts it in her belt, steps back a little bit, but she reaches into her pocket and she produces the necklace that you had taken off of your own body.
Oh.
And where did you find this? Your adventurers, aren't you? So who sent you?
Bahamut. But I found that necklace on my dead body.
It's a long story. Can we get somewhere more comfortable? I'm gonna... Do I feel hurt? Do I feel like I'm down 6 hit points?
You do not.
Do I have my stuff? Am I still in these rags?
Oh yeah, do we have
my
our stuff?
You are in the clothes that you awoke in the dungeon with.
Do I still have the great axe thingy?
As you look around, you can see that your weapons have been pushed aside behind them. They are with you, but as these two, it looks like they've thoroughly searched and removed anything of possible value or danger from you before you woke up.
I'm gonna stand up.
Listen,
right,
I was on a ship, and then we woke up in some planetarium. That wasn't where I meant to be. This isn't where I intended to be. I literally have no idea what's going on right now.
None of us do.
You can
Look,
see that
We came out an arcane portal. It just dropped us somewhere in the world. We don't know where that is. If you don't mind telling us where that is, we would really appreciate it.
you see the male he tenses his hand on his bow, but you can see the woman still calm of face. She goes, Hovek, please. They know nothing. They know not of the blight or what plagues our people.
That
And he
doesn't
goes,
sound good.
Do we know what is being said? I'm not sure when we're switching to common to...
They have switched to common.
Oh, okay.
Noticing that only one of you responded with Elvish.
Oh.
The male puts the arrows back in his quiver, puts his bow in the dirt, and leans out and he goes, so what are we to do with them, sister? Dane? And you can see the white wolf that's been sitting bows its head, and there's a slight shimmer as the form rises into a third humanoid elvish figure. This one with sleek black hair and keeping those yellow eyes of the wolf. They seem to almost bear similar black hair with a white streak, I should say, but they seem to keep some of those canine features. They smile, and there's still almost slightly enlarged canine teeth, but they look older, a little bit of wrinkles under the eyes. And they go, both of you are much too jumpy as of late. They have questions. We have answers. We can take them to Baba. And they both look at this central figure and back at you.
Does a Baba have a bubbly?
The middle figure I see you have your priorities in order. Come with us. No sudden movements. We will take your weapons, but you will have your answers. And just turns
Wait.
and starts walking.
What's your name?
I'll get up and follow.
The other two, they gather your weapons. The male putting your axe over his shoulder as he strings his bow on the other, or over his shoulder, I should say, as the daggers are put in the female's belt, and she takes your staff.
I don't have a staff.
Oh, he doesn't have it because he barred it in the door.
Oh no, sorry, you barred it in the door. Sorry, there is no staff. That makes it easy.
We only had the scythe and the two shitty daggers.
Broken. All broken.
I'm my own weapon.
Me too.
Okay.
Me,
So-
right now.
You ask these questions, but the three have just turned and they start walking. You look around and you can see it's probably daytime. It's shining through the trees, though it's thick. You are on no path, and you can see some of the trees seem to have a slight turning of color. The air is quite refreshing, and it's nice to actually feel warmth on your skin after being in such a cold, almost breathless place just moments before.
I'm gonna get up and follow and be like, don't have any other choice.
I go and hold the hand of the pretty elf.
She does
attempt.
not take your hand.
I'm just gonna keep trying.
She pulls a cloak over her and a hood up, and she just folds her arms in around herself.
I hold the cloak.
So, you hear the one at the front. You gave us your names. I suppose it's only fair that we give you ours. And he and they this figure, I should say, the one that was the wolf, can't really tell if they're male or female. Just in the middle there. The male who is walking they're flanking you. You're in the middle, and they're in a triangle formation. Now, the male off to the right, he With the initial tension gone, he seems actually relieved. He says, "You may call me Hovek. Hovek Demir Val Vashani."
Hovek's fine.
Hovek, yeah, that's good.
The woman on the other side. "He's my dimwit older brother. You may call me Solana. Solana Demir Val Vashani."
Solana.
Sulana. 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 Solana. Solana. Solana.
You can the one which is wearing kind of a much lighter cloak, while the other two seem to have greens and browns that kind of match the environment. The one in the front is wearing more of a lightish green, almost white robe. And they kind of just look over their shoulder with a smile. "You may just call me Dane."
Dane, okay.
Dane. Solana. Dane. Solana. Dane.
You hear the female mutter under her breath, "Dane Velvashani." So they continue and they lead you through the woods for some time, mostly in silence, as you kind of climb over roots, and you can see just they're watching just various aspects of the tree line seem to make turns at strange places, following Dane at the front, who occasionally seems to kind of sniff the air. Any other conversation, any other questions that you ask while you walk?
You familiar with Eberron?
No.
No.
I'm asking. Oh, yeah, them.
Oh, sorry.
We're all strangers.
I mean, everyone can hear it, but
I've never heard of such a place, Eberron. No.
I'm from there, honey.
really, interesting.
Is there leaves that are obtainable within this walk?
Yeah.
I want to take one and eat it.
We're in Eberron. Where in Eberron are you from?
Doesn't matter. Not from there anymore.
You'll find, the
think it
female
does.
Solana speaks up again. You'll find that where you're from doesn't matter that much anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean by that? It's a little ominous just to say, my dear.
Her brother, Hovek, kind of answers for her. As you can see, she doesn't seem one for too many words. She just means that everyone comes from somewhere, but once you're here, you're here.
Where is here?
Yeah.
Dane. It seems like they just these three have kind of been with each other for a long time. It feels kind of like a familial sort of relationship, though Dane does not seem to bear too many physical resemblances. But Dane chimes in and says, "You're in Arania. Welcome."
Do I know that that's where I was trying to go before?
You do.
Well,
That's where I was supposed to go.
same.
Same.
But, missing some things along the way.
I'm missing everything.
Most do. I'm sorry that I cannot give you more information, but Abba will help you.
Well,
Abba. Solana.
let's get going.
You walk for a period of time that may be about an hour or so through the forest. You don't really encounter anything, and the three go silent as they approach what looks to be a dead end, just gnarled vines and two trees almost that look bent forward and intertwined with each other in their branches. And you can see Dane puts their hand on one of these trees, and there's a slight greenish glow as the trees unfurl and part, and you can see what looks to be almost an idyllic grove just rays of sunlight coming in, as you can see, and you huddle through this small archway. Homes, huts, and ones that seem to be partially grown out of the earth. And all along the middle of this wide open, almost circular space is a shallow pool with lilies, and it just very ever so gently kind of ripples. And you can see that it takes up most of the space. The three lead you through the water. It's only maybe, a few inches deep as you walk through it. Little woodland creatures, frogs, just kind of skittering away. As you look, you can see many other elven individuals, all with that same greenish of skin and slight vine-like markings in their skin, going about their day. This looks to be a sort of hamlet or home to these people. They lead you to what looks to be a large tree, kind of near the back, centered in this grove, which stretches up, and its branches create a dome over this entire area, guarding it from most of the sunlight as just various beams break through the branches. You smell clean, fresh air. It's just so calming, this energy, almost overbearingly calm. But it is broken in parts by the eyes that follow you for a time, and you can see people lean in and whisper. You're brought up to the base of this large tree where there is an opening and two guards with what look to be ornate, kind of greenish armor, though it looks to be mostly of bark, with various plants and flowers designed on it, and steps leading up. The three kind of part from you, and Dane just smiles and offers a hand up the stairs and says, "Go. Baba is expecting you."
Thanks. And I'll go.
All right.
Maverick will look towards Ahaz. You see, once he sees a big tree, there's a small tear that comes down the side of his face. But he just looks over to Ahaz, as if like, what do we do?
I'm already following Temerity.
You're muted, Danica.
I'll take Maverick's hand and just look at him.
Just kind of blankly looks back and follows behind with your hand.
You are led inside of the tree, and what you can see is, this is a large tree. You couldn't, if I was to estimate, it has to be maybe like 100 feet, maybe in diameter, possibly larger. And you come into like a circular chamber, which is lit with these very large, I would say like cat-sized fireflies that kind of just sit and gently flap their wings as they kind of just pecker around. They're speckled along the interior of this tree. You're led simple wood floors, nothing too ornate, and you can see other guards and servants going around and watching as these roots form stairs where there is a what you would think is almost like a throne, and you see a figure, an old even for an elf, an old woman. Her face is wrinkled almost like the bark of a tree, so much so you can't even see if her eyes are open or not, but she has a large smile, very round woman, full cheeks, and again kind of a greenish tint to her skin. Her hair almost golden in what looks to be a long braid that goes over the back of her shoulder and goes even down to the floor where her bare feet are, and you can see she's even dug her toes into like topsoil at the base of her seat. The three that found you in the forest follow you in quietly as you are led to the center of this chamber.
Did they say they were leading us to? Was it Baba or Abba?
Abba.
It was
Abba?
Baba with a B. Sorry.
Baba?
BABBA.
Babadook.
Hi.
You can the woman, she kind of basically, yeah. She'd be like, I'm 19. You see her lean forward. Big smile, and again, you can't even see her eyes, and she goes, hello, dear. Welcome. Welcome. You've come a long way. My name, you may call me Ali our Baba Van Vashani. Or Baba, and I also like Granny.
Hi, Granny.
Oh, this is really disrespectful, but he's going to say word for word in the exact tone of what she just said.
Which
Sheila.
part? The whole thing?
The whole thing. The whole speech.
Oh, you're very funny, dear. I would say like some of her features, like think old, like elderly Chinese grandmother. You know,
That's
slightly.
exactly
I would say,
what I'm thinking of.
yeah, slightly Asian features. I would say. Tell me, you've come such a long way. You must be hungry, thirsty.
Yeah,
Would you
kinda.
like
Thirsty.
something to drink?
Thirsty. Drink. Yes.
Of course, dear. And she kind of just holds a hand out, and you can see some servant. I shouldn't say servant, but an attendant brings over on what looks to be kind of like a large leaf. The 4 little cups, or 5, brings one up to Baba first off, and the rest over to you. And it's just this young elvish woman. Please drink.
Okay, thank
Drink
you.
with Baba.
Done.
I'll take it and sniff it. What does it smell like? Is
Yeah,
it just water?
Oz is also gonna just subtly look down at it.
Taking it
It's-
back.
It smells. It smells. It's hot, and it smells beanie.
I'm gonna pretend to sip, but I'm not actually drinking it. That sounds horrible.
Oz will drink it.
He's gonna think that this is a nice, good old hearty thing of whiskey or ale, and just take the whole thing back and just feel the burn as it goes down.
There's, I mean, it. Yeah, I guess there is a burn because it's hot. Oz, you sip this. It does taste familiar to something that you had at home. It seems to be just kind of hot water filtered through some kind of bean grounds.
Okay.
This lady be giving you coffee.
Yeah, I'm suspecting, yes.
Oh, I thought you meant okay, never mind.
No,
I was picturing
juice.
something milky. I was picturing like a milky thing.
I
the
said
beanie, I
beanie.
was originally thinking, like, yeah, some sort of lentil, like,
You know, like I was
drink.
thinking of like someone mashed up some pinto beans in water. And
No,
just
it is.
like,
It is. It seems to be a drink similar to a coffee, and you can see Baba.
Okay.
She takes it. There's a slight shake to her hands. She kind of takes a sip, and she goes, "Always wakes me up."
When
I'll drink
when I drink it, do I feel agape? Like, do anything? Do I feel anybody?
You pull back, and you try to reach out in the way that you remember you did.
I'm trying to bring her out with some pleasurable shit.
when you were just like when you were a child. Give me just a give me a just a straight wisdom roll, please.
I'm not good at wisdom at all. I have a -1 wisdom.
Wisdom is your connection to your senses.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Oh.
0.
Oh.
You are still kind of shaken though composed on the outside, you're still kind of shaken from your injury that seems to no longer be there, and everything that just seems to have happened to you in the last 24 hours. You don't even know. But even though you can't reach out strongly right now, you do feel comfortable. If you were just going baseline, what do I feel right now? Comfortable. Alone, but comfortable.
I don't even know if I was felt alone. I don't know if you'd feel comfortable.
Comfortable in a physical sense, in the sense that you were in such a cold place, and you felt so drained. You feel full again.
I'm just gonna drink the coffee and just kind of like, and not really talk.
Calms the nerves. It does. Very helpful. So, who might I be meeting today? I heard.
Hi, I'm Bubbles.
Hello, Bubbles.
Hi.
Hello, dear.
Oz.
Temerity.
Oh, that's such a pretty name.
The Maverick.
The Maverick.
No. The Maverick. 2 words.
The. Say it again for me, please, dear.
The Maverick.
The Maverick.
Oh God.
You're funny. You're very funny. So, a little lost, are we?
I mean, apparently we're supposed to be here, but I'm also really confused.
This is not where I was supposed to be, but it is. But we're missing a lot.
I have much knowledge of these lands. These are my people, the Vishani. You have come upon our home, so I apologize if my people are tense or nervous. We haven't had outsiders in a very, very long time, dears, but I am very excited to see you.
Why?
I like
Why you-
company.
Just that? You
I
just
like
like
company
company?
too.
When you've lived as long as I have, dear, it's always good to see a new face.
Does this happen to everybody that comes to Urania? You're very knowledgeable of these things. It seems you've been around a while. Does this always happen?
As in, simply appear here?
As in, like, feel super weak all of a sudden, all your stuff is missing, you're not as strong as you used to be, you don't remember
There was a
anything, you
fog.
wake up with your dead body in front of you. Is that normal?
Everyone
yeah.
that we're with is gone.
Tara! Oh my God, where's Tara?
Calm. Listen, you are safe here. I will try to answer your questions as best I can to my knowledge. To answer in truth, some is normal, and some is not. The way that those come to these lands is always mysterious and unpredictable. Ships arriving all the time from strange lands such as Faerun and Ravnica and Eberron, places that
That's where we're from.
never.
And I'll
Oh.
point to Oz.
I'm not from any of those places.
But my ship didn't arrive. Nobody else is here with me. I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, you do. My name's Bubbles.
Yeah, for all of 3 hours, maybe.
The mist works in mysterious ways. It keeps these lands safe. It brings those together that need to be together and takes apart those that need to be apart.
I never
Sometimes
need to
you
be apart
arrive
from
whole.
Tara. What the fuck?
I know not the exact means by which you have arrived here, but you are here. and I will help you however I can. I can give you rest, food, answer your questions. But you must understand, we have not had outsiders in such a long time, and you have found us in a grave time.
Well, yeah, I knew that much.
Yeah, the blight, was it?
No, Bahamut told me to come here because he said something dark was happening here and it was out of his reach and he wanted me to check it out.
Before I forget, I have a very, very short memory. Reach, dark, where we were before, there was a big a black thing with eyes that reached to us. You know what this is?
It was like stars.
A
I think
space
it might have been
monster.
astral.
It does
I don't know.
indeed sound like something not of this natural world. I'm not too particularly voiced in that of the arcane, mostly the natural magics of the world, but from that description it sounds most unnatural. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, dears. You've been through so much in such a short time here.
It's not that bad.
What day is it here?
The day?
Yes.
Well, we do not simply go by the traditional calendar here, dear. Mostly we change with the seasons, just as nature has intended. Winter comes in the next few months. The trees begin to change, and the cycle of life and death continues once again.
Is there a customs branch or anything like that, ma'am? Like a anybody who's an authority on these things with newcomers? Is this usual, where they're just kind of strewn about the world or the continent, or?
There are, to my knowledge, those in some of the larger cities and in the capital.
What is the capital? What are those cities? We know nothing about this area.
Well, it is quite far away, but the capital, if you are to call it that, though we do not recognize it, dear, is Ivaston.
Iverstead?
Ivaston. Ivastn.
Iveston.
Far.
I have a sit.
Pardon?
He just says, I have a sit, and he's gonna sit on the floor.
Far to the southwest, along the cliffs. But it is very far, dears. I'm afraid that you have found yourselves quite inland in our forest.
Do you have a map? Do you have a map at all?
I'm sorry, my dear. Our people have not left these woods for many a time, and we use nature itself as our guide. I do not have any map to give you. We have never had a reason to leave.
Do you happen to know where the nearest other settlements are outside of the Vishani people?
You hear a voice behind you. It's Solana, who had followed you in. Her hood's still up now, like in the darker shade of this tree. You can barely kind of see her face. You won't be able to make it out of here without one of us.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't have any of my shit with me, so of course I won't. It'd be nice to have a guide if you're willing to help. Ugh.
We'd appreciate it, ma'am.
Abba kinda continues to sip her coffee. And she looks past you to Dane. Tell me, Dane. Are they ones who could help you? And Dane kind of folds his arms. Our lands are very protected. There is a reason that we have not had outsiders in some time, and with the way things are currently, we would like to keep it that way. If you are going to want to be escorted out of our woods, I would ask that you assist me with something. In exchange, perhaps.
And that is...
He kind of tightens a bit, almost just kind of uncomfortable. The Darkwood. The Blight.
Is that the really big dark thing that gods can't see?
No, nothing quite that dangerous, I hope, but... Well... Hovek, you saw it. And the kind of sheepish older brother kind of steps forward. Yes, very near to our settlement here, there seems to be something dark growing in the woods. It's tainting all of the plant life. The forest creatures are either showing up dead or not at all, or worse. It's spreading. I don't know if it's a disease or what, but we've sent... And Dane kind of puts a hand up. We've sent a few of our own, as well as one of my good friends. For any that have returned, they have not returned whole. But many more still have not made themselves known.
Not returned whole as in missing an arm, or not returned whole like up here?
Both. The Blight, it seems to react to our very bodies, perhaps with our own intrinsic connection to the nature around this place. It wilts us, and we lose control. We've found that sometimes amputating can stop the spread, but there are many that have been gone too long. And it's getting bigger every day.
So oh, bye, Danica.
Danica
Hi,
was
Danica.
I was just like, yeet
just
out of the building.
dissipates into mist.
Baba stands from her chair, and you can hear it's almost like a creaking of wood as she fully stands up straight, kind of almost like popping the joints of her back, and she puts the glass down, interlocks her fingers. You do not need to do this for us, but perhaps your arrival is just what my people need. I will give you rest and shelter, but I ask... But I ask that, with your help, perhaps you can figure out what is happening to my people. And in exchange, we can give you supplies, guide your way out of this forest, and from there your path can be your own.
Can you give us, like, better weapons to kill this blight? Because, like, I'm totally down to do it, but like I said, I lost all of my stuff, and I feel really weak, and I don't know why.
I know not why you feel weak. Perhaps there is something yet lost that you need to find again. But I would say if you need supplies and you will help us with this blight, then go out into the hamlet and seek out Garen.
Garen. Okay.
He will stand out very well, I assure you.
What's he look like?
You'll know, dear.
Okay, I just go run. I run. I go find Garen.
This is a very fucked up situation I'm in right now. I usually am not this sober. Do you have something a little bit Stronger than this.
We have wine to revive you, friend. If you will aid my people, you may drink until you are full.
That will be quite necessary.
Thank you. I feel there is a dark spot in my heart for having to ask those I have just met to aid us, and you need not do this, but in exchange, we will help you in any way that we can.
Bubbles is long gone.
Bubbles is long gone. It
What do
seems
you
that
think,
your
pretty
one
boy?
friend seems wanting to help. It's a good soul.
Go over to Oz. I mean, she's offering us booze. Can't say no to that.
Wait. What did you just say?
She's offering us booze. Can't say no.
Oh.
Can I ask
Gotcha.
what do you think, boy?
I'll just smile at Temerity and be like, "Oh, really?
Ugh.
All right. I'm fine with that. If it gets us out of here, gets me my supplies to civilization, that'd be nice."
I turn to Baba and I say, this one, pointing at Oz, he goes splat, real easy. We need big, powerful, angry clothes. So he no go splat.
Maverick, honey, what are you trying to say?
I think he's saying you need some armor, but can you even wear that? I mean, I saw you casting spells. I know that,
I know not
Anything
what...
animal hide? Anything like that?
yeah.
There's most likely some things that we can provide to you. Hovek, Dane, and Solana can show you through the village, and perhaps we can spare what supplies we have, though. We are stretched thin, what with the current circumstances, but if you will help us, then we will provide.
Of course. Thank you, ma'am.
Like I said earlier, don't have much of a choice.
When you go, travel northeast until you come to a simple river. Hop the stones. Go until you find one that I know will be waiting for you. He will help. And she kind of just sits back into her chair, and as she leans back, you can see the back wall of the tree, little vines almost seem to just wrap and hold her in an embrace as she kind of almost just connects to this tree, and she goes quiet.
I'm just gonna kind of say, thanks, Granny, and do like a little bow. And just kind of turn.
I'll just turn and just walk out. I don't do anything.
She's I'm in my tree now. Bye.
Bye.
The three that had led you in escort you back out, and you can see.
Do we see
Around you.
Bubbles?
Bubbles just standing there,
Bubbles
excitedly
is-
staring.
I'm just running through yelling his name.
As you run through yelling, Garen! Garen! You can see birds being disturbed as you splash through the water of the central area of this hamlet. And you see some people kind of shocked as you disturb kind of the sereneness of the area.
As she
And
does.
you look over at them, and they just point to one of the kind of hovels. It looks slightly different, more squarish, and you can see smoke coming out of the top of it. There's kind of like the roof of it is kind of like the top of like it's like a Bulbasaur bulb.
Oh!
And out of the center of it, there's just smoke puffing out, and they kind of just.
Thank you.
And all of you can easily hear that because
yeah,
it's
like-
normally very quiet here.
As we're like exiting the building, we probably just see her like running in.
Like the dust cloud behind her.
and the water, and you almost step on a frog. But it jumps
sorry.
and you enter this little hut, and I suppose the rest of you follow.
She's easy to find. That's quite nice.
And you can see Solana is like, and Dane just kind of interrupts, I like her.
No, I'll make Solana love me later. It's fine. Give me time.
The Maverick turns to Oz and says, remember what the woman said. Go until you can find someone who can tell you where Northwest is.
Northeast, buddy.
Not
Northeast.
quite. Not quite, hon.
She said we gotta go northeast.
Oh no!
Oh no! River.
We can never lose the monkey. He'll be gone forever.
Oh god. Can we get him a leash? Is there...
A child leash? Oh
The chest harness.
no! With Velcro and shit.
He's strong, but holy shit, is he dumb?
You see as you're having this conversation, there's an elven man who's kind of stringing up a deer carcass using a series of like pulleys and straps, and they kind of like look at the strap and they go, and they
Contemplates it for half a second and they're like, no.
Yeah.
They entertained it for a moment.
Bubbles.
That's the important thing.
As you come into this hut, the inside is not really what you were expecting. Everything seems to be quite kind of natural in here, but you can see there's almost like a formulaic, almost house-like structure. There's support columns, and there's a burning hearth inside of here, and you're met with a sound you really weren't expecting, which is the ting, ting, ting of a blacksmith's hammer. And what you see before you is not an elf, but a dwarvish man.
Oh.
Short, not too old, blonde hair. It seems to be the hair is kind of in a bunch of kind of short braids that go to about the shoulder with little rings on it, and the beard is in one kind of solid braid, and there's kind of a nice little loop at the end of it, and you can see. Oh!
Hi!
Hello!
I'm Bubbles. You must be Garen, right?
Yes, I'm Garen. How can I help you, Bubbles?
Granny sent me to get some supplies. I need a weapon. I have the other one. I don't know where it is, but
weapon. Come in. Oh, this is so exciting. Someone that doesn't want a bow.
Bows are boring. Who? No, you can't hit. Well, you could use a bow to hit someone, but it's just gonna break.
I tried it. I did break it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So come in.
Okay.
Come in.
Okay.
And he kind of gets some tongs, and he takes a little bit of metal. And as you're thinking now, all of the weapons and everything that you've seen, this is the first metal that you've actually seen since waking up in the forest, minus the metal that you brought.
Right.
The arrow tips and Solana's dagger seem to be either some kind of sharpened stone tool, or even possibly some kind of something. Yeah, like some kind of natural glass or something like that. No metal. So it's very strange to see. And he and he gets some tongs. Takes the red hot metal. And you can see the whole kind of area fills up with this steam.
I'm just looking over his shoulder the entire time.
Filtered up out of and he kind of takes the big leather, and he goes, oh, "Sorry, I really wasn't expecting anyone to come."
Okay, this is so cool.
And he offers you a handshake, and takes it. Oh, you have a strong grip on you.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, we're going to get along well.
Yeah.
Well, Bubbles,
Yeah.
I am Garen Tunibar. What do they say? Val, well, they say I'm not Val Vishani. I guess I'm Val, Crookbend.
What's that mean?
Val seems to be what these elves, it's a term for, where you come from.
Oh.
So, they are Val Vishani.
So
they are
I'm
from
Yuloni
this tribe.
Yuloni Shani? Is that where I am?
Well, the Vishani are their people, so you would be Bubbles, Val,
Yulon?
Yulon. There you go. Bubbles, Val, Yulon. I am Garen Tunabar Van Crookband, and I'm very happy to see you.
Oh.
Not much work comes in through here.
Oh,
to
maybe
be
it's
honest.
Van Jade. Do I do my city or my world?
Well, so Crookbend is the town where
Okay,
the village
Jade.
where I grew up. So
Jade.
Val Jade.
Val Jade.
Oh, I like that too. It suits you.
Yeah.
Hard like a stone.
Hardcore!
Hardcore!
Yeah!
Yes! Oh, I'm so happy.
So
It's about at this time.
you have hardcore weapons.
Oh, I do. Hold on. Let me show you. And it's
Okay,
about
okay.
at this time that the rest of you make your way in, and as he's kind of going over to this it's like a chest, but really it's basically a tree log that's been on its side and just kind of cut in half, and he just kind of lifts, so it's like it's a whole trunk that's just been split in half and hollowed out, and he kind of lifts that out. And you can see there aren't even metal hinges on it. He just kind of lifts the lid off and he's, oh,
Do you need help? I'll help.
Oh, yeah, could you hold that?
I got it.
Oh, right. Oh, hello. Oh my goodness, so many.
Oh, they're my new friends.
Hello, new friends. I'm Garen. It's pleased to meet you all.
I hide behind Oz, like take whatever clothing is there and just kind of hide myself under Oz.
Oh,
Finally, somebody who appreciates the value of steel.
right you are, ma'am, and I can see. Oh my. That is. Oh wow. He seems kind of at a loss for words, seeing your arm. So. I am blessed this day. It is so good to see you. Do you all require weapons with you?
I think so.
Yeah, the old one, Granny said that you'd help us get some supplies so that we can help out.
Oh, you met Baba. Oh, she's been so kind to me. The rest of the villagers, they don't really see why I should be here.
Why?
I don't know. Well,
That's kind
first
of mean.
off,
Are they bullying you?
No. It's just
If they bully you, you tell me and I'll beat them up, okay?
Okay, I will
Okay.
tell
Maybe
you.
don't.
but
Maybe
it's
don't do that.
It's
Well, bullying's
really.
not nice.
He
Yeah,
kind of
well,
he
bullying
kind of
not
tugs on
nice.
tugs on his beard a bit, kind of almost
Aw.
wrings it out, and you can see he's getting kind of like he's getting soot all in it, and he's just kind of like, listen, it's just I'm a dwarf and I'm not from here.
So?
They're very
And they're
very-
a bunch of forest nymphs frolicking with deer.
They are good people. They keep this forest safe. They helped me. They let me stay here, which was more than what I ever could have deserved. But they just... My line of work is not very useful to them. They don't believe in using metal tools, and mostly they just use me as a way to trade with outsiders so that they don't have to lead anyone inside. But here you are, so I actually get to work in my shop for once, which is honestly very fun indeed.
I'm gonna lean down to Bubbles so just she can hear and go, some people like to be bullied, Bubbles. And I'm just gonna lean back.
Do I believe that?
Oh god!
Is that an inside check?
I mean,
I don't
if
think
you-
so.
You want to roll an insight check?
Yeah.
This face! This face! My friend Jody drew that.
17.
All right.
Total straight face. Like no
Yeah,
version of eyes.
From what you glean, there's not really any sort of deception going on. Oz seems to fully believe what he said.
I've never met a person that likes bullying. I think I should talk to Granny about that. Because that's not nice to judge you just because you're a dwarf.
Well, before we go talking to anybody, I'm sorry, I'm just so happy to have you here. What can old Garen do for you? I'm
Weapons.
ready to go. Weapons, yes,
armor.
right.
Strong one.
Yes. So he kind of pulls the thing over, and you can see it looks like with no one really wanting his weapons, he kind of just makes crap to have something to do. And you can see in his boredom, it looks like he's gotten kind of experimental with it. He's like, this isn't axe, and he kind of flips it the other way, or maybe it was kind of like a shovel, or axe shovel. This one's just a regular short sword, but I thought, well, what if I made it kind of like I split at the end, so it's kind of like a big fork. I don't know.
I like it. It's good. It's just an ingenuitive mind of yours. Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what I thought. This. Oh, all right. This is. That's just. It's just a bowl, and he kind of dropped it. Just kind of rolls out of. But what kind of weapons are you looking for? What are you using them for? Hunting.
Kelly?
Maverick pulls at the coat of Oz to bring him down closer. He like whispers in Oz's ear.
Tell him to get the wacky stick.
Wacky stick, right. I need one dagger and one wacky stick, and maybe some hide armor if you can make that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, I'm not so much an armor smith, though. If you're just looking for hides, I believe that Elwyn could probably help you, the tanner, get you some good leathers.
I can do that.
He might ask for coin, though. I'm not entirely sure. Do you have coin on you?
We have no
Granny said
money.
that we can get stuff so we can help them fight the blight.
We are
Oh,
stabbing a blight. If you can make it blight efficient, that would be great.
I need something heavy and strong.
Do you want it to be stabby, or like, do you want it to cut,
What?
or do you want it to just smash? I mean, you gotta.
Me?
Yeah, Bubbles. What do you want? You know, you want an axe? You want a hammer? I bet he's got all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I've done
You
all
wanna
of them.
see
I like
blood?
great swords, I like long swords, I like axes,
Bubbles.
I like hammers, so whatever's
So
the
do
strongest.
you want to see blood, or do you want to see brains?
Yeah,
Both.
exactly.
You want me to put like a handle or a hilt on that like big bow? You could probably just give someone a really good walloping with that. I'd like to see how it works, honestly. It seems honestly not that functional, but I thought it might be fun, so.
Garen. Yeah, Garen.
Garen Tunabar. Bah. Yes.
Garen. Yeah. You got any bullets? Like a little ball.
Like
let me
a
just show
cannon?
you. And I'll hold out my arm and I'll like kind of like pop the little like so the hammer so you can see like the part where all the bullets get loaded.
Oh,
You see
my.
like this, and I pull out one of the two that I had. Do I still have those two in there?
Yes.
I didn't use them. Okay. I
They're
need
still
something
there.
like I can make them myself if you don't mind giving me supplies.
May I see it?
Yeah, go for it. I'll just hold out my whole hand.
This is very peculiar. This just looks to be kind of licks it. Oh, a lead ball bearing.
Basically.
I do have just a chunk of lead that has been just kind of sitting here, you know, for quite a while. It kind of makes me a bit dizzy.
I mean, I can handle it myself if you don't want to.
No, I mean, I can make a little bowl. It's just a bowl.
If you want help, I could help you shave down some of your production time. I know how to work a forge.
Do you now? Well,
Yeah.
with an arm like this, did you make that yourself?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Insight check. Can I
I
make an insight check?
want to as well.
Go, make your insight. Make your insight.
I believe
checks.
it.
Natural 20! Ah!
Didn't get that. I got a dirty 23. Well, I got a 33. 33. 23. 22. God, what is going on in my brain?
All right, Victoria, if you want to roll a deception, you can, or you can say what you want to say.
And I have a -1 to deception because I'm not charismatic, so that was a 14. But I mean, I would say like it's not untrue. It does seem like she like worked on it, but based on like those rolls, you get the sense that she probably there's more to it. Like there's help there, I guess.
She didn't tell the full story.
She speaks with an air of confidence about it. She is very proud of it, and she does consider herself to be definitely she did work on it. It was not just given to her.
Yeah, sure. But it's not the whole story.
Yeah, like she knows how it works well enough that like, and that she had to have made it because she understands the inner workings, but there's more to what she just said.
Okay. That's all.
Honestly, that's quite impressive. Of course I will give you anything that you need in exchange for helping Baba. She helped me so much, you know. And if you can clear the blight, even better. I could finally go back on trade routes again. They won't let me leave. They are afraid of something happening to me, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I don't really want to. I've seen some of the people come back, you know, and that would really be bad for my business, though maybe not if I could get something like that. But anyway, I will surely give you whatever you need, and if you would like to help me in the forge, then even better for you. We can make those little bullets. Sure. And you said you wanted a dagger, and I'm going to put a handle on my big orb ball. You're gonna swing my big ball around.
A wacky stick too.
I'm sorry. I haven't talked to somebody in a really long time.
We need the big ball, and we also need the wacky stick. But can you make it out of wood?
One thing. And Maverick is gonna actually scooch over to Temerity and kind of yank your cloth.
What?
You make things, yes?
Yeah.
You can make the wackety stick, wackety sticks.
I guess if I have enough materials and Garen doesn't mind.
You just want it out of wood?
I mean, I don't do much with wood, but I can make it out of metal.
You just want a stick. You're in a... No offense. You're in a forest.
He's actually backing away from this guy and getting closer to Oz again.
Am I scaring him? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Can you make like a metal piece that like attaches?
He wants it to click so he can like a piece that kind of slides in modular, so he can break it into if he wants, but then click them back together into one.
You got a lot from that.
I could provide the materials, though that's a little bit... I like to experiment as much as the next person. I'd love to try it.
Yeah, we can work together on it, dude. That's fine.
All right, then. And dagger. Hold on. And he kind of goes into this chest. Hook, dagger, no...
Can I get how many can you give me? How many do you want to give me? Just really sharp.
Just really sharp. Well, before we go too far with this, listen. So, if you can clear the blight, that means that I can continue my trade routes. And in exchange, perhaps maybe you could help me as well. I would need 2 things in exchange for this work, and then you can have as much as you want.
What do you need?
Time only. Well, this blight, though horrible, it seems at least slightly magical in nature, and goodbye, Oz. Pleasure to meet you.
The Maverick has a mini panic attack.
Does he do that often?
Yeah.
Well,
Temerity's done it once before, too.
So, just tell it to him when he comes back. But,
Okay.
The blight seems at least slightly magical in nature, and while I don't work too much in magic, I'm interested in what it has done to maybe some of the local ore or minerals, and honestly, if you can contain it in some way, I'd like to have you bring it back. Not in a way that's going to infect the village. Possibly keep it on the down low or put it in some kind of container. Or at least tell me what you see. Maybe I can make something out of it, I'm not sure. And also, I will put my stamp on all of these, and you go around and tell everybody that I made them for you. Deal?
Deal!
Yeah, sounds fine.
Yes,
All right.
this is fine.
And okay. Well, let's get you situated first. Bubbles Van Jade, Val Jade. Oh, I'm so bad with my Elven. This is I'm working on it. And he kind of he's throwing more things around, and you can see he's got kind of like a couple hilts already made, almost like for making various kinds of polearm. They're mostly plain, but there is one that has kind of a nice leather wrapping over it. Seems that maybe he greased a palm or got someone to at least just offer some leather work into it. All right. One moment. And he kind of takes up the bowl. Going to have to heat it. But while that's going, and I'll get all of these, let's just figure out what everyone wants. And you, and he points to you, Temerity, will stay and help, and the rest of you could talk to Elwyn and figure out more about this blight. I'm really excited, and I really want you to deal with it so that I can actually leave.
Yep, I'll hang out.
All right. So daggers. He was telling them basically to be on the lookout to see if the blight has affected any of the local ore or minerals.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Okay, cool. So I only have, hook dagger. This one's kind of like it's a dagger on this side, and then it's a dagger on this side, and this one that's just a blade. Ow. Ooh, okay.
I'll take all of them. All of those.
All of them.
Do you have any anything I can put those in and just wrap them up and tuck them in my pocket? Anything like that?
Let's He kind of rummages through his things, and I will make something to attach them.
I basically described to him like a Dexter knife collection I want to make to just be able to an art supply
a surgical case.
Tuck all the things into.
I have an idea. Leave your cloak or your coat here with me, and you'll need to get some.
Still holding on to it.
You'll need to get convince Elwyn. We've worked on the past, so it shouldn't be too hard. Get some leather strips from him, and possibly also. Oh, where is she? Her name is Tilva. She's kind of she makes some clothes, sort of a seamstress, if you will. I would need some supplies from her as well. I'm very sorry to kind of show you around, but it'll get you going and know everyone in the village, and it'll be good, and it'll give me time to heat that giant ball of metal and such.
I appreciate Garen. We
he's coughing the smoke. It's like the filtration in here is not. He's in a giant cabbage. Oh.
I'm gonna look at Maverick and just be like, I need this to make my coat even more grabbable. Yep.
He's gonna slowly let go, but transfer his grip from the cloak to your actual leg.
Yep, that's fine. And then he's gonna give that. Thank you, Garen. We appreciate the help there.
No, Oz, I haven't actually gotten a commission in quite a long time. do you mind if I get a little weird with it?
I
Maverick's
love weird.
out. Maverick is out of that room. He leaves.
I just really like trying to see what kind of. I was thinking, I could really make a business out of having unique and strange weapons, and you could go and kill things with it and see how it works, and if it works well, then we can tell people about it, and it would really help me out. So can I get a little with it?
You're speaking my language, Garrett. You're speaking my language.
I like you all so much. I'm sorry that I keep I'm working on my volume too. They like it to be kind of quiet here.
Love it loud. Love it loud.
All right.
Yeah, get as crazy as you want with mine. Make sure it just hits really, really hard.
You've got it, Bubbles.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited. Okay.
So who do I have to go talk to?
Let's go to L1.
Hey, while you're seeing Owen, I'm gonna hang out here. Can you try to see if they have any like studded leather armor that might fit me?
Okay.
Maybe some kind of a belt to hold like an axe.
Okay.
Something like that.
Studded belt. Do these have? Are you a fashion? Can I look at Temerity? Does she look like she'd be a fashionable? Does she care about fashion?
So her hair. So okay, she literally has like a piece of metal, like her horn is completely metal on one side, and then the hair is like shaved on the other, and her hair that comes down, it's like this kind of like dark pinkish brown. It's just like a little greasy, like it's matted in places. Like, I mean, she's wearing like these like random clothes that everyone was in this weird astral dungeon. Like, and you get the sense that she doesn't really give a crap about how she looks. Like, I feel like you don't even need to insight check for that.
Oz is gonna like grab Maverick and Bubbles and be like, "It's time for a makeover," and then we're gonna leave. Shh.
Okay.
All right. Maverick, where did you run off to?
He's just pawing at the door at this point. He's just like trying to get out of this room.
Okay. It was unlocked, so.
He's standing outside, whistling and tapping.
So, Temerity, you're going to stay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like try to help and suggest some ideas for some of the stuff for everybody. Like what if we took this metal ball and put spikes on one side of it, like it's a half meat tenderizer.
Oh, I like that. That's going to be so cool.
Yeah, and then like the stick, like if he has any highly magnetic metals, like we could make 2 poles with magnetic metals at the end so that they can stick, but not like one piece that's kind of like the end of it is like a hollowed out like circle, like a tube, and then the other one slightly tapers at the end so you can like fit them together if he doesn't have anything super magnetic.
All right.
And then just making like the little lead like bullets.
Okay. So we'll get to you in a bit. So,
Yeah.
So you three, you have a couple different people that you can talk to. So as you see now, as you come out, you see actually what looks to be 2 elves, almost like on one elf carrying another kind of on his back, hunched over, enter in through the grove, and he goes, another, and you just kind of watch as he walks, and you can see the one, his arm that's on his back, it's all purplish and black, and the actual hand from the wrist has curled up like a wilted plant. The bones should not be able to do that. And it's gone up to about a little bit past his elbow, and he carries this figure off to one of the shacks, which someone opens the door, and you see they kind of rush them inside, possibly some kind of infirmary. And then there's a few other buildings as well.
I raised my eyebrow at Bubbles.
That's not good.
Think we should take a look at that?
Well,
maybe.
I guess.
All right.
As soon as you guys say that, Maverick is already walking towards them.
All right.
Let's take a stop at the infirmary real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Hook, line, starts heading towards her.
As you make your way there, you see there's what looks to be actually kind of like a youngish boy, and he's just kind of standing right at the door, with their kind of hands just kind of together, and as you approach, they look kind of taken aback, a little frightened, but they're kind of standing in between you and the door. Hello.
Hi.
You're. I saw you come in, with Dad and his friends. You're the outsiders.
I guess. Who's your dad?
My dad's name is Dane.
Oh, you're Dane's kid.
You can see there's kind of the similar straight, unbraided though, black hair kind of goes just a little bit past his ears, and he actually has kind of what look to be two kind of like feathers.
Hi, I'm Bubbles. What's your name?
I'm. I don't know if I should say. I'm not really supposed to talk to outsiders. I'm just watching the door.
Oh, okay. Are we not allowed to see what's happening? Is everyone okay?
Dad said that everyone in there's very sick. He's in there now. He doesn't want me to go in.
Oz is gonna walk until he sees an adult.
Maverick will want to just take a look at the kid and see if there's any visual sign that comfort is needed right now.
You make an insight check. You make a perception check.
11.
13.
Okay, that was at the same exact time. 11 and 14?
13.
13. Hard to tell if he really needs comfort. He seems fairly young, especially for an elf, as they mature at a much later age than a lot of other human-like races. You can't tell if it's talking to strangers or the fact that there's this sickness, and obviously this child must have just seen the person that was carried in. They look upset, but you don't necessarily know if it's like they need comfort or if they need space. Oz, there's a lot of people about. You see someone that looks not too busy, just kind of a looks to be a woman holding a sort of woven basket of intertwined kind of vines and branches, what look to be just carrying kind of like maybe some fruits and such, easily approachable.
Hi, honey. I'm Oz. Nice to meet you.
Yes, I saw you when you came in with the others. How can I help you?
We've been sent to deal with the blight issue, and I was wondering if we could talk to that man that was just brought in. Get some answers about where, how, when.
Typically only the healers like Dane are allowed, especially in the blight. It seems highly infectious, but you were asked to deal with it?
By Granny?
Yes. What she said.
Well, I can't let you in, but if Dane said it was okay, I don't see why you couldn't go in.
Okay. Just need to talk to Dane. I won't risk it around infection or anything, but
his son is just over there, watches the door. She kind of clears her throat and starts walking away from you. It seems a little
Why don't... Hey, Oz.
Wait, she seemed off-put?
Yeah.
By what?
Probably that you're outsiders. Baba seemed to be the oldest, old for an elf. person here, and even she said it's been a very long time. It's possible that a lot of these people have never actually interacted with an outsider besides Garen.
Okay. Gotcha.
And there's just kind of a natural apprehensiveness because they're very sheltered people.
Just curious. Also kind of shrug and walk until they see Dane.
All right. Well, so his son said that Dane is currently inside doing healing.
Yeah.
So
I'll call out then if I can't go in. I'll just be like, Dane, hello.
At the same time, to ease the kid, I want to grab 3 different like pebbles or so on the ground, and I want to start juggling in front of him.
You're pretty good at that. Is that man calling for my dad?
It appears so.
He kind of is having this conflict of interest of like concern, but also there's just a tiny monkey because you're like about you're even shorter than him, but you're just keep on juggling. He goes, "You're up." But why are you still doing that?
It's fun. You do not like juggles?
I don't know how.
It's easy. And so he's going to start showing him how to toss one of the rocks up and catch it with the other hand.
While Maverick's helping or distract this boy, if he's going to try and stop me, I'm going to just stick my head in and be like, Dane.
I'll say that you kind of back up a bit to kind of give some room, and he kind of moves over to the side, and you go up to the door and you shout, and there's kind of, you can hear some moving inside there. It's not walls, so you can kind of just hear, and the door almost kind of hits you as you're leaning in. Cracks. Oh, it's you. Finding everything okay? You can see that he actually has it's kind of like a medical mask. It looks like he's kind of got this kind of wrap of leaves and flowers kind of put up around his face, probably to block any possible airborne cause of the blight.
Where was that man just coming from, Dane?
He was just scouting to see how far the blight had spread. It hasn't crossed the river yet, but it just seems to be a simple touch.
Okay. Thank you, Dane. I just... Blossom? Or Bubbles?
Twice in one episode!
I worked on Powerpuff Girls, okay? In my brain. They just are interchangeable. Bubbles, any questions for Dane you got before we go? Leave him to his healing. Sorry for the interruption.
Well, it looks like he is holding back on saying something.
Is something wrong, Dane?
There are many things wrong, but I'm doing my best. I have a question for you. You can say no.
Okay.
Would you mind? And he kind of leans out, and you can see Maverick just juggling stones with his son. Looks around, sees that a guard is watching them. Could you step inside?
Okay.
I just instantly I'm inside.
I'll slip inside.
You come in, you can see there's a few other elves, and they're on all of these kind of just hammocks of like large stretched leaves, and again it even looks like some of the furniture and things grow out of the earth itself. But you can see there's about 2 other attendants, and they're both wearing these basically doctor's masks. They look surprised at first, and he kind of holds up a hand.
I wave.
It seems that Dane has some sort of authority. There was a reason. Baba, it pains her greatly to see her people suffer like this. We've been looking for outsiders. We normally don't ask for the help, and we didn't want to risk Garen. Please don't take this the wrong way. You have no connection to us. If you help, it helps. If something goes wrong, it's...
No skin off your back.
Right. I don't want anything bad to happen. I'm a healer. I want my people and this forest to be safe.
I'm not judging, Dane. It's perfectly understandable.
But this blight, it does seem to specifically affect our people and the plant life, and we wonder...
Then yeah, that makes sense that you want outsiders to help because we're not plant people.
Exactly. The thing is, just a simple touch, it can spread, and the body seems to wilt like a plant in a drought. You don't have to agree to this, but if you would touch one of the infected, see what happens.
Which one?
He looks
Bubbles.
What?
pleasantly surprised.
What? It's fine. I've
I
dealt
The
with
healers-
disease before. It's okay. I can do it.
The healers are all here. I've done...
I'm not scared. It's okay. Show me which one.
He holds up one of his hands, and you can see a missing finger
That's
on
fine.
one hand,
Okay.
and you can see I've done the test myself, and it didn't. So you don't have to.
Which one?
Bubbles. Can I have a moment? Bubbles.
He gives you some space.
What's wrong, Oz?
I like you.
I
don't
like you
really
too.
want. I don't really want you losing a finger that you use to.
I'm not gonna lose a finger.
See, if you did though, and it would. You already feel weak, right? You would greatly diminish your ability to swing that new fancy axe glaive that Temerity's making for you.
Yeah, but these people need our help, and if we can prove that outsiders are safe, wouldn't that make them feel better?
You don't know these people, Bubbles.
I don't need to know them.
They're
That's-
ready to let you die.
Well,
'Cause they don't
I'm
know
a
you.
Titan. It's my job to protect people.
You're a what?
I'm a Titan. And Bahamut sent me here because he felt like something was really wrong. And if he sent me here, this is probably why I'm supposed to be here. I believe in Bahamut.
Do what you will, Bubbles. It's careful.
Okay. If I lose a finger, it's okay. I'm sure Jeeves can grow it back later anyway.
I will go
I'll
back
just
up to
shrug.
Dane.
Yeah, I'll just shrug and
Do you go back
Tried.
to where Dane is waiting?
Yeah.
I'll follow. And just watch.
Just know that you do not have to. It's just for my own understanding. And the more we know about this, the better. Are
I
you sure?
understand. Yeah.
I will be right here if something goes wrong. We have healers here.
It's okay.
Bubbles, if your finger goes wilty, can I cut it off myself?
Sure.
Thanks.
You all are definitely a strange lot, but
It's
you'll fit
my
in well in a...
responsibility. I gotta try, right? If you don't try, you won't know.
I thought you had a good soul. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe do this one. You know?
I'll do
Less
the
useful.
I'll do the right one.
Okay.
Okay,
He leads you over to the man that was recently brought in. You can see the healers, which are mostly druidic in nature, have used they've basically crafted various vines to kind of hold him down, and basically they've tied almost like a tourniquet of vines around the shoulder, trying to stem off the blood flow. You can see even just from now it has moved partially up the bicep from where it was just under the elbow before when he was brought in. We need to remove it soon, but normally whenever we cut it off, it withers away to practically nothing. I haven't had anything to test. So, when you're ready.
I just do it.
Sink.
roll a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Alice is probably smiling a little too much. Knife.
Not bad, not bad. 30-20.
All right. You touch it, and there's almost like an instant... and you feel a little tingly, but then you hold it there. Lift it off. Seems fine.
I show Dane.
It is as I suspected.
I mean, it was a little tingly, but it's okay.
Right. The blight seems to only affect my people. So Baba was correct in thinking that you would be the best to handle this. I'm sorry to have made you do that.
While
But
we're
it
close...
helps a
Oh,
lot.
sorry, go for it.
You don't have to apologize. That's why I'm here.
If we're close, I'm gonna look at the arm and just... Does this sound anything like the Blight in Eberron? Or anything I've read, Arcana-wise?
So I'll say there's a couple things you could do. You could either do an investigation check to see if there's any little details about the actual, about what's happening that you might not have noticed, a medicine check to try and see how it's affecting the body, or an Arcana check to see if any of this seems magical. And I'll give you a choice of the three. What would you like to do? Because they're getting ready to amputate it, and then it's going to be gone. So you've basically said, like, hold on, just give me a second.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Investigation or Arcana?
Investigation?
It just tells me more details about...
Whatever you're best at.
I'm very good at both, but...
I would say investigation.
Bubbles is partial to Arcana because of Jeeves, so she says Arcana.
Will Arcana tell me more about the origin? Less about the effect? I just want to know what the fuck is causing it, and I want to try and get to its root.
Get to the root.
Hey.
You can attempt, but you are not at the source. You are at the product of whatever the source is. They just say that the whole forest is being infected. They can't even step foot in it because they get infected. So they don't know what's causing it.
Because I guess I kind of want, if I do Arcana, I just want to see if I've known anything similar to it, so I can kind of figure out, any history of, what, might be a solution to this problem.
Well, so do you want to do a history check?
Yes.
Tell me...
I'll do history, because I want to find solutions from history. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a history check.
Ooh. I'm okay at history, because this is the first smart player or character I've ever played. Which is very cool. That is a 17.
Okay. Looking at this and recalling what everyone has said about it and how it seems to have started in this forest and it's spreading, you are reminded of the spell-plagued lands of Eberron and how it seemed almost like a disease, but it was not natural. It is definitely almost... It was almost as if a disease was attacking the inherent magic of the land itself. If it is to be believed that this forest is magical, of which these people would probably say so, you surmise from how spiritually they are, you would guess that if you go far enough in to the dark wood that they call it, there is some magical reason that this has happened. This isn't just random. It's the direct result of the actions of something or someone on the land that has infected it magically. And it is hurting these people because they are connected to the forest.
To the land. Okay.
It is similar. It is not the same effect that you saw, in Eberron, but you can surmise most likely something like this would have a similar source.
Is it I'll let them do their thing.
It seems like one magically kind of they're weaving their hands over the face to keep the body kind of almost sedated, while they quickly go in, and they can't hold down. They use the vines to hold down the arm, and they just start. It's messy. Getting the arm off at the shoulder. And as you see when they cut through, starting from the fingers, almost like a wind just blows. It's just ash.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I would like to give Dane a hug and say, "Don't worry, we'll figure this out. We'll stop the blight because this is not good." And I'm gonna go look for Temerity's fashion clothes.
Okay. He kind of puts one arm and he says, "I would not be able to thank you enough if you did this for us, and we would never be able to repay it."
As she goes out, I'll nod my head and real quick just kind of move in close and say, "Have you pissed anybody off recently? Have the Bashani people pissed anybody off, made anybody angry?"
No. Besides Garen, we don't interact with outsiders at all. We used to move about various parts of the forest until one day Abba said, "Here." And she planted that tree, and we've been here ever since.
Healthy tree? Always been healthy?
Very. It's been here before I was a boy, probably before all of us. I mean, that's the story I've been told. I was not here when it was planted, obviously.
Thank you for the information, Dane. I'll leave you to it.
Could you tell my son to go home?
Sure. I'm gonna go out and Maverick.
I'm here.
This is totally in character.
This is totally in character. Tell the kid to go home.
I am doing a handstand, and I'm just like juggling with my feet at this point, and I'm just like, that's all you do. It's just
Dane's son has basically like gone completely like crisscross applesauce, and he's just like, oh my, and he hears the door open, and he kind of, and he goes back to watching Maverick.
Okay. Yep. And then it's just one foot over the other, and then you catch it with the other one.
Maverick. Dane said to tell his kid to go home.
Oh. Kind of gets up and, well, thank you. It made me feel better. And he starts to walk away, and he turns. And to you, well, he turns over his shoulder to you.
I was gonna chuck one of the stones at him.
Oh! He kind of, well, no,
What?
as he turns, let me...
Oh no!
You chuck one, like at his head?
Like underhanded, like to have him like juggle, like he would catch it.
It doesn't hit
But
him,
he
but
wasn't looking at you.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
would you
it
throw
doesn't-
it at him?
He kind of goes, oh, and he
I drink.
You haven't drunken anything.
You're sober.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, let's just throw stones at the kid.
Wasn't me this time.
Mr. Maverick,
Yes.
are you going to go into the Darkwood?
I believe so, yes.
Are you going to bring my Uncle Elba back?
Yep.
Oh no.
Roll persuasion.
Oh no. Oh no.
Deception.
I don't even know. Like, is that deception or is that persuasion?
I mean, are you lying?
How would I know?
Yeah.
Oh
So do persuasion. Because I don't think you're like saying like, no, I'm not, kid.
9.
Wow.
Wow, this is fucked up.
This is so
You
fucked
see-
up.
You see, he kind of. I know he's probably not going to come back, and he turns and goes back to his home.
Jesus.
So we're going to put a pin in that.
Yeah.
So Victoria,
Wow.
so,
Victoria's
Temerity.
missed all this drama.
So Temerity,
Yeah.
you're working with Garen. We're gonna go through all of your companion stuff. And we're gonna basically do an intelligence roll for the design. If you want to think of some cool stuff, Garen will show you if he has the skills for it or not. And then we're gonna do a Smith tools check, which is going to be your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity modifier. Okay.
That's
So
cool.
who do you want to start with first? Who's here?
I want to do the like meat tenderizer maul first because he's
Fuck
already
yeah.
heating up that like ball.
Yeah,
of metal.
he's heating up. It's like a perfect sphere, and so you want to basically just add spikes onto the end of it and then leave the
Well,
rest.
I'm not sure if I want to add spikes or if I just want to have one edge flattened out so it's like an axe, but then it has like a big thing on the
Like it's a
Like a
hammer on one
hackle.
side and it's an axe.
it's like an axe on the other.
That's
Yeah.
pretty common.
Like a Thor hammer.
I feel like that would be easier to do than the spikes, especially because I'm assuming this is a fairly humble little blacksmith area. Like we probably don't have the stuff to go like super experimental.
Yeah, you
I mean,
can't-
he's been experimental, but it's not like
Temerity.
Temerity's
We
such a
want some-
realist. I love
Yeah.
it.
It looks like he's literally like what he's done has gone from the basest of tools and then slowly started forging new tools that are specific to do very specific things, to make very specific shapes. He seems very creative, though his designs lack a finesse to it. They're crude, they're imaginative but crude.
Give me
Yeah,
something
I
with a
mean-
D10 or a D12, please.
I don't know what that would be.
I don't
so,
know either.
Well, that's actually
just-
what I'm looking up for you right now.
Yeah. I mean, I
so-
feel like the meat tenderizer would be more badass, but the axe would be more realistic.
All right, so if I go with saying it is a D, let's see. I would say I'll give you the D10, but if this works out, you can you'll get to choose between slashing damage or bludgeoning damage. And the way I run it is that bludgeoning damage can be non-lethal damage. Fair?
Yeah. I think that the axe
it'll-
is just easier to do in this space.
It will have the heavy and two-handed properties. If you do really, really well, maybe I'll give you a D12.
Okay, so is this the intelligence check?
Yeah, so we're doing the intelligence check for the sake of the design, and Garen, technically, Garen is helping you, but he's really excited about this one, so he's going to make his own intelligence roll.
Okay, so I'm just rolling one, not advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's not too bad.
All right.
17.
Okay. So Garen didn't do really well. He kind of was he was like, all right, I got a sphere. Sphere with you head most of the design. You come out with kind of basically what you're going to do is flatten out almost like Play-Doh. You're going to flatten
I'm gonna,
out,
like, work it out.
into a blade, but you're just going to leave the mass at the other end to be the bludgeoning side. You figure it's easier than shaping it. Now go do the Smith tools check. So proficiency bonus, because you are proficient in Smith's tools, correct?
Yes.
So Smith tools plus dexterity, and he is going to just help you with this and give you advantage.
Okay.
And this is for the actual making of it.
Okay, that's actually really good. 21.
21. So what did you roll naturally?
So I have, there was -2 for Dex and -2 for Proficiency. 20, 19, 17 was the dice roll. Sorry, I'm like dead.
No, that's okay. All right. You feel the weight is when you get it out. You get a nice kind of two-handed handle onto it. You cool it. It feels the weight is a little bit weird. It's also very unwieldy for someone like you. We'll have to see how Bubbles feels about using it. It's gonna be a D10.
We tried.
So, write down that you have a great ham axe.
Me?
Well,
Yeah, for
Kristy.
now.
We're gonna give it to Kristy.
Okay.
All right.
What?
Who do you want? Who do you?
What do I get? What do I get?
You have a great ham axe.
Great ham axe.
Heavy, two-handed, 1d10, bludgeoning or slashing.
I guess next we will try to do the staff that can break in two.
All right. So the intelligence part of this is a little bit more intricate. He tells you that he does not have any magnetic metal, but that if you find some while you're out looking for blighted metal, he can see what he can do. He's not really worked with a lot of magnetism, but so you're gonna have to go with kind of a snapping or twisting mechanism, which requires some fine detail. So let's do the intelligence check. He said he's gonna help you instead of do his own roll.
Okay, I'm gonna use the pea yellow dice for Maverick.
All right.
I'm gonna pee all over it.
That one wasn't as 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Did you do it at advantage?
Yeah, I rolled like a 12 and I have a +4.
All right. It's crude. It requires a lot of small detailing that you really wish that you had your tinker's tools right now. The pieces can pull together, but it takes a little bit of work. Instead of it being a bonus action to switch this, right now it takes a full action to switch it.
Yeah, because he's got to be like.
That's the design. So we'll see.
Now the Smith's tools check.
The Smith tools check. Since these are the tools that he made, he's gonna make his own roll.
Okay, so I'm just rolling one.
Yep.
Okay. That's a natural 18. That's a dirty 20.
He rolled a natural.
That's a 22. Sorry, I'm dumb.
Okay. He rolled a natural 17. So your application is pretty spot on to the design. The weight feels good. It seems like there's not going to be any detriment. It feels good to you give it after you cool it. I'm imagining this is all happening while everyone else is talking about. As you cool it, feels pretty good in either hand or together. It's going to, in its two-handed form, it's going to maintain the versatile property of a regular quarterstaff and the damage.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right, so now it's do you want to do your bullets or the daggers?
Well, so we're making a case for the daggers, right?
Well, he realized he didn't have any like regular daggers, and Oz said that he could get a little weird with it. So he's got some ideas for some cool daggers, so we're gonna make those first. And
okay, yeah, we'll do the daggers. This is gonna be like Skyrim smithing where you're just like iron dagger, iron dagger, iron dagger.
He's going to ask that he heads the development of these. So he's going to ask if you would instead give him advantage.
Yeah, I'll assist and like suggest like, maybe like those little like ninja blades that are like they have like the little ring at the end and you can like something like that. I don't know.
Like a kunai?
Kunari?
Yeah.
Kunai, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
well, he really needed that advantage, so much better. All right, he comes up with he's got two daggers that he found. He kind of modifies the design a little bit on them, and then created 2 new daggers.
Yeet.
Getting 4.
So now do we have to make the roll for
Now we have to do so he's gonna make one and you're gonna make one. So we're each gonna do one roll.
Okay, I'm gonna use a white one now for Oz for this. Okay. That's cocked. That was only a 15.
He also rolled a natural 15.
Oh, I rolled a natural 12.
Oh, natural.
11, sorry.
Okay.
Because it's +4.
All right, so your dagger, the dagger that you had, it's going to be weighted weird. It's going to have -1 to hit, but not to damage. So we will I will tell you which dagger that is. They will all have a unique name. His seems weighted pretty fine.
Okay. And now we're making 2 more?
Well, he already had 2 made, so
okay.
I just covered that for the 2 extra daggers. He can't make his idea for the belt until you come in with the leather. So the last thing to do is your bullets.
Okay. And that's
he doesn't really know what to do, so this is your design. You are gonna just lead both, and he's just gonna help you, so you're gonna get advantage on both.
Okay, so this is that's a natural 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 for the intelligence check.
All right, you very easily are able to basically explain that it's similar to a ball bearing but smaller. Doesn't need to be any real shape. You just make sure to help make a simple mold that is going to work for these, that small enough to fit into your gun. Now roll the dexterity, the Smith's tools check with advantage.
Okay, that's a natural 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
All right. You managed to make about, I would say, if you do a little bit now and then you do a little bit, if you stay here and work until you are going to leave, or at least for the rest of the day, I'll say that you make 25 shot.
Sweet.
25 bullets. All right. So I will ask, it's kind of a calm moment. It's about 1 a.m. Do you guys want to keep going a little bit longer, or we can kind of just continue? I know it's kind of a weird, it's not like a climactic stop point, but
I mean, I'm good to keep going for a little.
Yeah. All right.
I need to go to bed somewhat soon, like in the next 15 minutes, just because I have to wake up at 6 a.m.
Well, if that's the case, it's a nice stopping point before we have to meet a new character. I will write up those designs for you, have them for you ready next week. And also, as you're working on all of this, Temerity, you see that Garen just keeps on looking at that arm, and every now and then, while you were working, so you kind of scribble something down in a notebook.
Oh,
little sketch.
I'm just keeping an eye on where he's got that notebook. I just want to know where the notebook is.
It's out in the open. It's the same notebook that you've been making the designs for all of these weapons. He's not really hiding it. He just kind of every now and then kind of does a little drawing.
Yeah, we're still working, but before I leave, I'm ripping that shit out.
why is she making me think of like Gundren Rockseeker? You know?
Well then.
Wait, you cut out.
I can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Baba's back, dearies. All right. So, the last roll that I'll have of the game is roll a sleight of hand check to see if you can get the pages out.
I mean, listen, if I can't be sneaky, I'm not gonna. Okay, that's a 19.
19?
Yeah, but if he sees me, I don't give a crap. I try to be sneaky.
You go into his notebook, and you rip the pages out. He does not seem to notice you. Do you look at the notes?
I'm gonna just shove them in my, I don't know, do I have a pocket?
Yeah.
I'll shove them in my pocket and I'll look at them later.
All right, then with that, we are going to end the session for today.
Yay!
Kind of a calm end, even though it was kind of stressful in the beginning. So,
Is this our first shopping episode?
Yeah.
kind of. You have no money. But you met the Vashani. You met Aliawa Baba, my lovely lady. And you have learned about a mysterious blight that seems to be affecting these woods in the land of Arania, which you did learn. You have made it. Though you seem to be inland instead of on the coast.
But they have no idea where they are. Rah!
I mean,
It's logical.
they don't.
They're
They don't
reclusive.
really,
I
they
totally
don't
get
really
it.
leave the forest.
I'm just like, I gotta know where we are. I want to know.
I
gotta
almost
rate
lost
this.
a finger. It was great.
You did.
That was great.
He's friggin' looking at my arm.
Yeah.
Is this my first rival? Is this my first artificer rival? I'm about to throw hands. He's about to get dog walked.
You're gonna do this entire process with him, and then right at the end, just deck him in the face with the fist.
You don't know. You didn't look to see what he was doing.
I can't look when he's around because he'll see me looking.
That's true.
You know how there's like there's one really good animatic of like Loop walking to put like the gauntlet of whatever. This is Adventure Zone if no one has watched it, but
we're just gonna for a bit. Hold on, everybody.
Loop like goes to put the like gauntlet like away in like a vault, and Conjuring Rockseeker's like showing her the way, but at the end like you can see his eyes like keep shifting over to it, and then he like stabs her in the back at the end because he wants it. Makes me think of that. I don't know why. Probably nothing. Garen's probably a great guy and all.
I
but
love Garen.
Yay!
He's
I'm
really
here.
cute.
Thank you so much, Ink. This was very nerve-wracking, but also very informational.
Yeah.
Very
You've
fun.
learned some. You have a lot more questions.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Questions and side quests.
Let's see. Announcements before we go. So next week, I am not going to be running Wish. We have a couple people that are not going to be here, but we are still going to run something. But I'm not going to be running it. Throws it over to Danica.
Wherever.
I'll be running a one shot. It'll be fun.
Do you know what it's called? Do you want to say anything about it yet?
Don't know what it's called yet.
And we might be having some new people join us, right?
One new person. Her name is Jody. She is a very good player. She just doesn't get to do it a lot, and she'll have lots of fun.
All right.
Yeah, so I think our format is now going to be Wish, and then the last week of every month we're going to be doing Danica
Brood.
time, Brood / other fun Danica things.
Yep. So this is going to be kind of the like semi-regular, mostly regular, recurring narrative. Danica has not told us how Brood is going to go, whether it's going to feel like a series of snapshots but it will be recurring characters, I think.
Maybe.
So we don't know.
We don't know anything. That's
I
all.
need to be Grasamira with my siblings.
I know. You need to
I
be.
need
You
my
need to be
siblings.
Grace
Yeah.
Let's see. Tomorrow, Kristy, Mysticwater.
Yes.
You're going to finally be meeting the second half of the Curse of Strahd crew, I believe.
Not tomorrow.
No.
That's not tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
The
Hearts.
following week is Curse of
Right,
Strahd Part
you're
2.
doing- Okay.
No,
Yeah.
the following week you're taking a break, and then the week
Yeah.
after
Right.
that,
Yep. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Okay.
You're right.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm taking a full week.
Tomorrow.
Next week you won't see Kristy.
Next
Yeah,
week you
no.
won't see me at all. I'm not going to be on Storm King's Thunder. I'm not going to be on Inside Check. I'm not going to be on anything because
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a rarity. I want you all to take this moment. Kristy will not be around for exactly 1 week. The world just may end.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
She's waited 13
years, okay?
Yeah.
Almost 50 years.
No, 2008. 2008 was the last game.
Oh, last game. We're talking about.
Like how
Kingdom Hearts
long
2,
we've been
wasn't it?
waiting for this announcement. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking forever, man.
It's been years.
It's been
Yeah.
over a decade.
So-
That's all that matters. And I need.
So yeah, that's how the scheduling's gonna be going for right now. I'm going to be looking for guests for Wish, maybe soon. As always, these guys still have not actually gotten to where I planned in my first kind of big writing session, so I'm still good. Gosh, I think that's all of the major like schedule-y stuff, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything they
The
need to say?
schedule for all of the other streams it's like below the Twitch chat, or you can go on
Yep.
Twitter
And I will be
it's
putting
somewhere
it
on there.
down in the
D&D.
description below. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check that out in the description. It'll be down there.
Thanks for our new viewers that have been jumping in. Thanks for our
Yeah.
recurring viewers that have
Thank
been
you.
sticking with us. We love you all so much.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you to DiceBard.com.
Thank you to
Yeah.
DiceBard. Yep. Remember, use the coupon code PROBO, PROBO, for free expedited shipping all around the world for dice. They got really cool dice. And thank you to all of our supporters. All right. Am I doing it?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
do
it.
it.
All right, guys. When you are in a strange dungeon and reality is breaking apart and a large creature's chasing you, and you think you're going to fall into the void, you need to pull your friend up. Please don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, guys.
Please don't.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.